The young man suddenly woke up from a daze, his body drenched in sweat. Just then, a hand suddenly tapped Qian Yu on his shoulder from behind. "Hey, are you okay?" Subconsciously, Qian Yu's instincts kicked in, and he grabbed the nearest object, holding it out defensively. By the time he realized it, the thing in his hand was actually a computer mouse. The person who had tapped his shoulder was a colleague from his company. "Huh, Qian Yu, what's wrong with you? Did you stay up late last night reading that Lift J Manhwa?" Realizing his surroundings had changed, Qian Yu stared blankly at the computer mouse in his hand, continuously muttering, "Huh, a computer mouse, how can this be?" After calming down, he used a sharp, cold gaze. He glanced at the colleague beside him and asked what time it was. The colleague thought that Qian Yu had slept himself stupid. He simply replied that it was only 10:30 and still a long way to go until the lunch break. Hearing this, Qian Yu suddenly became agitated, grabbing the man by his collar and yelling, "I asked, what year is it?" A female colleague nearby answered, "It's 2019. What's gotten into you today, huh? Did you hit your head on something, or did something bite you?" Seeing this, other colleagues also started to joke around, "Haha, you've been reading too many rebirth novels." "Is this Earth? I've got a big surprise for you. You're drowning in deadlines." At this moment, Qian Yu was focusing all his attention on the distant horizon where it seemed something was dyeing the entire sky red, looking incredibly strange. Seeing Qian Yu staring blankly at the sky, his boss ran over and scolded him. "Hey, Qian Yu, are you slacking off again? Get back to work now or I'll dock your pay." Contrary to his usual timid demeanor, Qian Yu looked at his boss with a chilling gaze that seemed to contain death itself. Subconsciously, he attacked anyone who tried to approach him. With a single simple move, he threw his boss to the floor, making him hit his head. All the while, he was still concentrating on sorting out his thoughts. 2019, so isn't this the year the apocalypse began? 2019. A blood-red sky could today be April 1st. While Qian Yu was still doubtful, a colleague suddenly spoke up reassuringly, "Qian Yu, what's wrong? This April Fool's joke of yours has gone a little too far." Confirming that today was indeed the day of the apocalypse, Qian Yu immediately turned and left. Before he left, he kindly reminded his colleagues, "You all should hurry and go see your families. Today might be the day the world ends." History recorded April 1st, 2019 as the first day the apocalypse began. It was literally a bloody storm, and no one expected that a virus, more terrifying than humanity had ever seen, would be mixed into this blood rain. People touched by the rain would fall one by one, only to rise once more. They mutated into zombies and monsters that frantically hunted humanity. From that moment on, the world turned into a living hell, and that is what Qian Yu had already experienced once. The horrific memories of that day would never fade from his mind. At this moment, Qian Yu was walking aimlessly down the street, wondering how he had managed to return to this day. Suddenly, a man bumped into him from behind, saying, "Hey, don't block the doorway." Seeing the man busy with the phone in his hand, Qian Yu recalled some memories of the world before him. So this is the mobile device of this era of phone. As expected, I have one too. Checking his phone, a name in his contacts caught Qian Yu's attention. An image of his younger sister suddenly flashed through his mind. Along with it came all the faded memories. A massive amount of information suddenly rushed in, and Qian Yu clutched his head, screaming in pain. "Are these this body's memories? It seems the memories are starting to merge." After calming down, he immediately called his younger sister Xiao Yu. The moment Xiao Yu picked up Qian Yu, urgently yelled, "Xiao Yu, hurry home now." Hearing the panic in her brother's voice, Xiao Yu became so worried she was on the verge of tears. "But brother, did I do something wrong?" Realizing he had been too loud, Qian Yu quickly softened his tone. "No, it's not that. In short, something very important is happening. And there's no time to explain. Xiao Yu, just be a good girl and come home now." Hearing this, and not wanting to worry her brother, Xiao Yu agreed to return home at noon, although she said that. But after hanging up, she was extremely worried about her brother. She had never seen him so panicked in her entire life. Just then, someone tapped Xiao Yu on the shoulder, making her jump in surprise. When she turned around, she saw it was her best friend, Xiao Ting. Noticing Xiao Ting was sweating profusely with a flushed face and panting for breath, Xiao Yu asked with concern, "Xiao Ting, are you okay?" Xiao Ting replied, "While shivering, it just rained near my house this morning. I think I got caught in it and fell sick." Seeing that Xiao Ting had a high fever, Xiao Yu quickly took her to the school nurse's office to rest. Meanwhile, on Qian Yu's end, he looked up at the sky, which was gradually turning a deep crimson like blood. "The blood rain is coming. I have to prepare quickly. First food, then weapons. Back then, I was like most people, even with the powers of a mutant in the face of zombies and mutated monsters. I couldn't withstand a single blow. I watched as my loved ones and fellow humans were killed one by one until I, too, died under a monster's claws. But the heavens gave me a chance to be reborn 100 years in the past, just as the doomsday disaster was about to strike. This time, I must become stronger. Before the enemies arrive this time, I must use my strength to protect my comrades and my family. Having made his resolution, Qin Yu immediately started to prepare. It wasn't until a while later, when the red clouds rolled in, that people began to notice something was amiss. But to them, a teenager brazenly carrying an iron pipe. Walking down the street was the more worrying sight. Only Qin Yu, the one being treated as a madman, knew what was about to happen to the world. Damn it, has it started already? This is bad, I'm not going to make it. Since it had started to rain, Qin Yu hurriedly hailed a taxi to go home. Seeing the young man get into his car carrying an iron rod, the driver got a little nervous and tried to make small talk to calm his nerves. This rain is a weird red color, isn't it? Haha. Right now, Qin Yu had no time for small talk and just casually reminded the driver, "After you drop me off, you should hurry home too, sir. Otherwise, the traffic will get chaotic later, and I'm afraid you won't be able to make it home." That was all he could say. After all, if he said the apocalypse was coming, he'd likely be sent straight to a mental hospital. On the way home, Qin Yu checked on his sister and discovered she hadn't returned home yet. He immediately called her. "Xiao Yu, are you still at school? I'm almost there. I'm coming to get you." Afraid of worrying her brother, Xiao Yu quickly explained, "Brother, I'm still at the school nurse's office with Xiao Ting. She's sick." Hearing this, Qin Yu yelled agitatedly, is her skin burning hot, and is she constantly passing out? Just then, Xiao Yu stood up and quickly hung up, saying, "Yes. Oh, it looks like she's waking up. I'll hang up first." Because of this, she didn't hear Qin Yu's warning. "Xiao Yu, get away from her, she's mutating." Worried his sister was in danger, Qin Yu exuded a murderous aura as he placed a hand on the driver's shoulder. "Driver, please go faster." The driver immediately slammed on the accelerator, screaming non-stop. Okay, just please don't hurt me." Meanwhile, at Xiao Yu's location, Xiao Ting had woken up. Her eyes were blood red and her facial muscles were contorted, making her look terrifying. While Xiao Yu and the teacher were talking, Xiao Ting suddenly bolted upright. She sat up with a soulless expression, staring at the two of them. Seeing this, the teacher hurried over to check on her. "Young lady, you're still weak. You should lie back down first. I see your eyes are very red." Just then, Xiao Ting's pupils constricted and countless red veins surfaced in her eyes. She seemed to go berserk, lunging forward and biting down hard on the teacher's finger. The teacher had to struggle to pull her hand back. But her finger was bitten so hard that it wouldn't stop bleeding. "Why did you bite me?" The frightened teacher backed away, not daring to get any closer, but Xiao Yu was worried about her friend. So she still moved closer to ask Xiao Ting, "What's wrong with you?" Suddenly, Xiao Ting threw her head back and let out a horrifying laugh. Seeing this, Xiao Yu instinctively backed away, her whole body trembling in fear. The teacher, unaware of the danger, was still sitting on the floor trying to stop her finger from bleeding. At that moment, Xiao Ting went completely insane, lunging at the teacher and ferociously biting and tearing at her. Witnessing this horrific scene, Xiao Yu was so shocked she froze completely. By the time she snapped out of it, the teacher was already a corpse lying in a pool of blood. Only then did Xiao Yu let out a terrified scream. This also caught the attention of the crazed Tu Din, who without hesitation charged straight towards Tu Vu like a bloodthirsty beast, hunting its prey. Just then, Qin Yu arrived in the nick of time. With one swing, he sent Xiao Ting flying. Before she could react, Qin Yu pointed the sharp end of the rod down and without hesitation plunged it into Xiao Ting's neck. Seeing this, Xiao Yu was frightened to tears, stammering incoherently, "Brother, you killed her." In stark contrast, Qin Yu was completely calm as he used a cloth to wipe the blood from his iron rod. "She had turned into a zombie. She's no longer the friend you knew. Let's go. We need to leave this place now. We'll talk when we get home. This place is about to descend into chaos." After dealing with the situation, the two siblings went outside, preparing to go home for shelter. Stepping outside, Xiao Yu saw the blood rain and was extremely curious. She reached out her hand to catch some. Seeing this, a panicked Qin Yu rushed to stop her. "Xiao Yu, don't touch this rain." But you were one step too late. A few raindrops fell on Tu Vu's hand in an instant. Seeing her brother's strange reaction, Tu Vu asked worriedly, "What's wrong, big brother? It's just a little rainwater." Hearing this, Tan Vu was a bit surprised and asked, "Don't you feel that this rainwater is hot?" Tu Vu didn't understand what her brother was talking about and asked with a bewildered look, "Hot no. Is this acid rain?" Tan Vu found it incredibly hard to understand, lost in thought. How strange. Even if some people have a certain immunity to this blood rain, they would still feel the heat of the rainwater, but now was not the time to think about these things. Tan Vu took out the raincoat he had prepared beforehand and gave it to his sister. "For now, don't worry about this. In short, put on the raincoat and try not to get wet. Our mission now is just one thing: escape this place. Are you ready? We have to go now." Immediately after, Tan Vu ran ahead, holding an iron rod ready to attack anything dangerous. Overly excited, Tu Vu shouted loudly to cheer him on charge. Tan Vu was speechless and hurriedly told his sister not to shout. Realizing her mistake, Tu Vu quickly covered her mouth with her hand and ran silently behind him. By now, the streets outside had turned into a battlefield. Countless people went mad, constantly rushing to bite and tear at those around them. Witnessing this scene, Tu Vu froze in horror. "Big brother, what is happening?" Seeing his sister stop, Tan Vu worriedly shouted, "Tu Vu, don't stop. We have to run straight home without stopping." After running for a while, the two siblings' attention was drawn by a scream for help from a building. A man was being chased by a horde of zombies, continuously crying for help. The two siblings saw the wound on the man's arm. Tan Vu immediately explained, "Brother, you've been bitten. The zombies can smell the blood and won't stop. Don't follow us." Hearing this, the man panicked and screamed, "No, I wasn't bitten. I won't become one of them." Tan Vu hesitated, not knowing how to handle the situation. Gritting his teeth, "Damn this guy. The nearby zombies will be drawn over here by him." Knowing he wouldn't survive, the desperate man grabbed Tu Vu's hand tightly and wouldn't let go. Why was I bitten and not you?" "I don't care. If I'm gonna die, we'll die together." This action crossed a line for Tan Vu. If this guy wanted to die, he could die alone. "Don't drag others down with you." With just one punch, the man was sent flying and then swarmed and torn apart by the zombies. Seizing this opportunity, the two siblings quickly left. Hearing the blood-curdling scream echo, a panicked Tu Vu covered her two ears tightly. "Big brother, we killed him." Tan Vu reassured his sister while running. "Tu Vu, don't feel burdened. He was already bitten. He was going to die sooner or later, and he wanted to drag you down with him. If we hadn't done that, we would have died together." After that, the two of them quickly ran home. Seeing the dilapidated scene outside the building, Tan Vu cautiously stopped. "It seems that in front of our building, there was a chaotic battle here, too." Tu Vu followed closely behind her brother. Fearing there were still zombies in this building, Tan Vu walked ahead slowly, leading his sister inside. Seeing that it was pitch black with no light, Tu Vu timidly said to her brother, "Big brother, it's really scary in here. Let's just run straight home." Just then, Tan Vu heard a strange sound and whispered a reminder to his sister, "Shh, there are footsteps." Truly worthy of someone who has survived in the apocalypse, a zombie indeed appeared up ahead. As soon as it saw living people, the zombie immediately lunged forward. Tan Vu quickly grabbed the iron rod to protect his sister. Tu Vu get back, but with this body's strength, he still couldn't fight back against the zombie. He was steadily pushed back by it, gradually losing ground. Seeing her brother in danger, Tu Vu hastily picked up a nearby brick and threw it straight at the zombie's head. Interrupted at a critical moment, the zombie immediately switched its target to Tu Vu. Tu Vu's limbs went weak and she fell to the ground, screaming. Fortunately, Tan Vu acted in time, taking the opportunity to finish off the zombie on the spot. "Huff Huff, are you okay? Let's hurry home." At that moment, Tu Vu suddenly burst into tears, snot and tears flying everywhere. That was Uncle Vuong from next door." The sudden disaster was hard for an innocent girl like Tu Vu to accept right away. After she finished crying, Tan Vu quickly led his sister back home. As soon as they got inside, Tu Vu was surprised by the pile of supplies. Big brother, did you know about this disaster beforehand?" Fearing his sister would get the wrong idea, Tan Vu quickly reassured her. "Tu Vu, listen to me carefully. The apocalypse has arrived. Every day from now on will be more dangerous. I will protect you, but you must also understand how bad the situation is outside. You must listen to me." As his only relative, Tu Vu naturally trusted her brother with all her heart. "Yes, Tu Vu will always listen to you." After that, Tan Vu began to carefully explain. "The zombie outbreak has begun. The apocalypse is here. Everyone will sacrifice others for their own survival. People's hearts will become more vicious than before, so in this situation, you must not easily trust others. Even the most ordinary zombie has strength and explosive power as if on stimulants. Some species of zombies evolve and there are mutated monsters. They can break through human limits many times over. For a normal person to confront them is nothing but a daydream. As for how I know all these things, I will explain it to you slowly later. Right now, the important mission is to become stronger to evolve. Through training and hunting, we can gain power to match the zombies and monsters. The apocalypse has arrived. Let's enjoy the last bit of warmth from this civilization. While there was still water and electricity, Tanvu took the opportunity to take a shower and wash off the rainwater. Suddenly, Tanvu pushed the door open and rushed in. "Big brother, you forgot the shower gel and sponge." This made Tanvu extremely surprised. "Huh, why did you come straight in? Or you can shower first." Having lived in the apocalypse for too long, he had forgotten all his previous habits. But Tanvu said that this wasn't the first time, so there was no need to be so embarrassed. After showering, Tanvu started cooking a few simple dishes. At the dining table, she brought something up. "Big brother, how about we go to the military? Such a scary thing has happened. Only the military can protect us." Without hesitation, Tanvu immediately objected. "No, they don't know how to deal with zombies. At most, they can only keep us safe for a few years." Hearing that, Tanvu asked, "But big brother, you know how. You can tell them." Tanvu explained, "Do you think the military would listen to an ordinary person like me if we go there? I'm afraid we wouldn't even get to see the face of anyone in charge." Hearing this, Tanvu sadly lowered her head to the table. What her brother had just said was indeed irrefutable. Seeing his sister looking sad, Tanvu spoke up to encourage her. "Tanvu, you have to know that staying with a weak army corps won't bring many benefits. Only by possessing great power can we truly have a trump card to negotiate with the strong, the things that threaten us. Besides zombies and monsters, there's also the human heart." Having survived for so many years in the apocalypse, Tanvu understood all too well the dangers they would face. He was determined to become truly strong, so that the tragic outcome of the past would not be repeated. That night, Tanvu saw that her brother had shut himself in his room, so she went in to check. "Big brother, what are you doing in the room?" Tanvu was carefully working with a pile of test tubes and was a bit tense from the sudden interruption. "Tanvu, go outside first. I'm making ammunition. It's dangerous in here." Hearing the two words ammunition, Tanvu was extremely surprised. "Big brother, you even know how to make this stuff." In her memory, her brother was just an ordinary office worker. How could he know how to make such dangerous things? Pressed for an explanation, Tanvu hurriedly gave a vague answer. "This is simple. You can find instructions for it anywhere." "All right, hurry and close the door, or we won't be able to stay in the house later." Hearing that, Tanvu obediently left to let her brother focus on his work. After finishing what he needed to do, Tanvu lay on the bed, his pensive gaze fixed on the ceiling. "How many years has it been since I've slept soundly on a soft bed?" Just then, Tanvu came in hugging a pillow. "Brother, I'm scared. Can I sleep with you?" And so, on the first night of the apocalypse, the two siblings slept together. Before closing his eyes, Tanvu silently prayed, hoping that when he woke up, everything that happened today would turn out to be a dream. Early the next morning, as soon as Tanvu opened her eyes, she saw her brother preparing to leave. "Big brother, where are you going?" Tanvu held the iron rod firmly in his hand and said with a smile, "I'm going to search the other households in this building. If there are any zombies, I'll take care of them." Hearing this, Tanvu asked worriedly, "Big brother, didn't you say that for a normal person to fight a zombie is just a daydream?" At this moment, Tanvu's back suddenly seemed unusually tall and broad. "Your brother is not a normal person, don't worry. In my past life, I was a level 2 spearmaster." Tanvu didn't understand what her brother was saying at all. All she could do was remind her brother to be careful. The first day of the apocalypse. Tanvu stood in the middle of the hallway and sighed. Phew, it's about to begin. After preparing, he began knocking on doors one by one. And right from the first room, he drew a secret, which was a cute little zombie hearing a sound coming from inside. Tanvu quickly ran up the stairs and assumed an attack stance. Just as expected, come and be my first prey. With astonishing strength, the zombie smashed the door open, its eyes searching for survivors nearby. Not making it wait long, Tanvu leaped forward and swung the iron pipe hard at its head. "Stop searching, I am right here." With just a few basic strikes, the zombie was finished off on the spot. With the strength of a normal person, just fighting one zombie was enough to leave Tanvu panting heavily. After confirming the zombie was dead, Tanvu carefully used a knife to cut open its stomach. Is there any evolutionary energy inside this zombie's body? After fumbling around for a moment, he finally found a crystal, but this was not what he was looking for. As expected, it is hard for zombies of this level to have evolutionary energy. He did not stop there. Tan Vu went through the entire floor, knocking on every door and defeating the zombies that rushed out until only one room was left. He was a little disappointed this is the last one. Is there really not a single lucky survivor left on this floor? Just then, a cry from the room at the end of the hall gave him renewed hope. A child crying. Could there be a survivor in this apartment? He did not let his happiness make him careless. Tan Vu slowly opened the door and went inside. As soon as he opened it, he immediately spotted a shadow flash before his eyes. What was that, a zombie? A mutated beast. Following the sound of crying, Tan Vu acted without hesitation. Die, monster! Just then, his instincts told him he had fallen into a trap. A child zombie suddenly lunged from behind, aiming to bite Tan Vu's neck. Luckily, Tan Vu reacted in time using his pipe to knock the zombie away. While it was stunned, Tan Vu rushed forward to deliver a finishing blow with the sharp end of his pipe, but unexpectedly this zombie was extremely agile and dodged the attack. It knows how to flee. Does it have intelligence? This is bad. A child zombie with intelligence is very likely to hold a grudge. Letting it escape like this is a huge mistake. Tan Vu immediately gave chase to eliminate the future threat, but in the end, he was a step too slow, and the zombie jumped out the window. The zombie, having escaped death, was overjoyed. It turned its head and winked at Tan Vu to taunt him, but it had forgotten this place was tens of meters high. Falling from here would leave nothing but minced meat. Witnessing this scene, Tan Vu revealed a satisfied smile. It was just a low-level zombie after all. He then looked around the apartment trying to find any survivors or leftover supplies. It seems this was the child's guardian eaten to such a state. Let's see if there are any useful supplies left in the kitchen. It was not until sunset that Tan Vu returned home with 2 sacks of supplies. Xiao Yu, I am back. Xiao Yu, who was cooking, heard her brother's voice and ran to the door to greet him. Big brother, where did you get all this stuff? Tan Vu replied, there are no lucky survivors left in our building, so there are plenty of supplies. I will have to make a few more trips after this. Tan Vu washed up and then continued to gather supplies. The next morning, Xiao Yu was awakened again. Brother, are you going out again today? Tan Vu explained that he had to become an evolver within 3 days and also find more food reserves. Hearing this, Xiao Yu stood up and said she wanted to go with him. Tan Vu immediately raised his voice, no way, it is too dangerous. With your current stamina and survival skills, it would be very difficult to survive. Do not worry, wait until I am strong enough to protect you completely. I will take you out with me then. Being a good kid, Xiao Yu did not want to be a burden to her brother, so she could only agree. Big brother, be careful outside. After clearing out the entire building, Tan Vu decided to go outside and try his luck. Spotting a wandering zombie, he took the opportunity to ambush it, finishing it in a single blow. Suddenly, another zombie unexpectedly reached out from inside a car. Grabbing Tan Vu's shoulder without any panic, Tan Vu quickly finished it off, then continued to find the next target until dusk, when he sat amidst a pile of zombies lamenting the heavens. Over 10 of them, and I have broken a few weapons. I could not even find one with evolutionary energy. It is getting late. I am afraid Xiao Yu is very worried. As soon as he got home, Xiao Yu threw her arms around him. Big brother, you were out for so long today. Xiao Yu was so worried. Tan Vu immediately comforted her. Do not worry, I killed tens of zombies today. It is just a shame I did not find what I was looking for. Seeing her brother seemed disappointed, Xiao Yu comforted him in return. Do not rush, you will find it eventually. Xiao Yu will stay home and pray for you. Just then, a loud voice shouted from outside. Damn it, run! This caught the attention of the 2 siblings. At that moment, a group of survivors was being chased by a horde of zombies. Seeing a fence ahead, the group scrambled over it together, successfully escaping the horde. Damn it, cannot even get a moment of peace. Just keep standing there like idiots outside. While the leader was busy cursing, a subordinate suddenly pointed towards a window on an upper floor. Boss Huang, look, there are people alive up there. Having been spotted, Tan Vu immediately pulled his sister's head down. Seeing that there were other survivors, Xiao Yu asked, Big brother, there are survivors. Should we help them? Tan Vu replied coldly, Xiao Yu, have you forgotten what I told you before? In the apocalypse, people's hearts are unpredictable. We must be careful with everything. Meanwhile, the group of survivors, happy to have found someone, started searching. It did not take long for them to find their door and start banging on it. Is anyone there? Do not pretend we just saw you open up. Seeing the door slowly open, the leader immediately started scolding. Hey, are you deaf or something? What took you so long to open the door? But upon seeing the iron pipe in Tan Vu's hand, they immediately backed down. Tan Vu's eyes were sharp and cold at that moment, looking incredibly intimidating. "Is there a problem?" the leader hurriedly explained. "Ah, brother, do not get worked up. We are not bad people. We just got a little excited seeing other survivors." The lackeys behind him also started to play along with their leader, who was trying to peek inside the house as he spoke. His eyes darting around, "Brother, can you let us come inside? We have been hungry for days." But before he could even step inside, Tan Vu blocked him. "No!" Just then, Xiao Yu came out with 2 bags of items in her hands. "Big brother, maybe we should give them some food." This girl was truly too naive. As soon as he saw Xiao Yu, the leader's lecherous expression was revealed. "Ah, thank you. This chick's chest. No, the girl's chest. No. The young lady is so kind." Sensing that these people were not good, Tan Vu gave them the supplies and then pointed decisively towards the opposite room. "The room across is empty. No people and no zombies. If you want to stay, go over there." Being sent away, the group of survivors complained while eating their noodles. He thinks he can get rid of us with just a few instant noodle cups, but the subordinate thought that getting any food at all was already great. After finishing their meal, the bald guy gloated, recalling the morning's events. "Hey, did you guys notice the look in that bitch's husband's eyes when we did that thing this morning? He looked like he wanted to eat us alive. Ha ha ha." The others started laughing along. Of course, we saw it. That slut. She used to act all high and mighty with her money and never even glanced at us. Now she knows how formidable we are. Suddenly, the leader changed the subject. Speaking of which, did you two see that girl from earlier?" The subordinate immediately understood his meaning. "How could I not see her? She is an absolute top-tier beauty. So what you want her?" As they spoke, both of them laughed loudly, revealing their despicable nature. The bald guy lit a cigarette and said, "It is just that arrogant punk with her. Tomorrow we will show him what is what." They then started plotting together. "Tomorrow morning we will go ask them for food again. After they open the door, the 3 of us will overpower that kid together." "Right. We do not even know what that girl is to him, a girlfriend or a sister. Tomorrow we will use the old trick, have our fun with her in front of him, and then kill him. Yeah, just kill the kid. We will keep his little girlfriend to enjoy slowly. For now, we will stay here." I saw they have a lot of food in their house. They had no idea that Tan Vu was secretly hiding on the balcony listening to their entire plan. He waited until late at night when the 3 of them had fallen asleep. Tan Vu stealthily snuck inside. First, he covered the bald man's mouth and finished him off instantly. Hearing a strange noise, the shaggy-haired man woke with a start, but he did not even have time to say a word, before he was stabbed to death. In no time, all 3 of them were swiftly dealt with by Tan Vu. When his sister found out, Tan Vu simply said coldly they were all bad people. The next day, Tan Vu continued to wake up early to kill zombies. But after killing for so long without any reward, he felt a little disappointed. Why is my luck so bad? It has been many days, and I have killed over 100 zombies, but they are all low level. How can there not be a single evolved one? Could it be that because the outbreak just started, there has not been enough time for evolutionary energy to form? Suddenly, he realized he had unconsciously walked to the nearby supermarket, taking this opportunity. He went inside to see if there was anything useful. Just then, a loud noise echoed from the distance. Instinctively, Tan Vu found a nearby place to hide. The thing that made that loud noise was actually a giant monster as big as a car, a mutated beast. This is great. Looking at it, it must be 60 or 70 kilograms. A mutated beast of this level might just have evolutionary energy. With my current strength, it's a bit dangerous, but if I'm careful, it should be fine. Silently following the monster, Tan Vu discovered it was heading into a supermarket. But just as it entered, it was sent flying far away, and seeing this, Tan Vu was dumbfounded in amazement. Good heavens, what is going on here? A giant arm suddenly shot out from the supermarket, grabbing the monster's tail, and instinctively the monster severed its tail to escape, allowing the prey to get away. This enraged the thing inside the supermarket, which let out a sky-shattering roar, and immediately after, a giant creature rushed out, and just seeing its silhouette made Tan Vu's face turn pale. It can't be a demon type, can it? But he quickly regained his composure. Now was not the time to be stunned. Demon-type zombies were incredibly terrifying even 100 years later when many powerful people appeared in the apocalypse. But they could easily overthrow those powerful individuals. Each one possessed different forms and abilities, but what they had in common was the mere mention of them could make people turn pale with fright, and although their numbers were very small, totaling only about 10, any single one of them Could destroy 100 or even 1,000 people as if it possessed demonic power. That's where the name demon type came from. If I hunt it now before it fully develops, I can use its evolution energy to directly possess the super abilities of 2 evolvers at the same time. Just thinking about it. Tanvu was so excited he could barely contain himself, but he remained extremely cautious, hiding to one side to secretly observe this demon type. After the hunt, the demon type slowly re-entered the supermarket. It didn't rampage destructively, but carefully ducked to avoid damaging the supermarket when viewed from the outside. This supermarket looked completely normal, so much so that even Tanvu almost went inside, hiding to one side. Tanvu carefully assessed the situation before making his move. This thing was intelligent enough to take over the supermarket. The one with the most supplies to lie in wait for prey, it was definitely a demon type, there was no mistake. Although it hasn't fully developed, challenging it directly with my current abilities is no different from suicide, but this is the best opportunity for me to become powerful in this apocalypse. Besides, if I wait for it to fully develop, no one will be able to deal with it then, and I'll probably die by its hands anyway. I need to be brave. I've decided to risk it using this. After making up his mind, Tanvu carefully set up his backpack and approached the supermarket entrance. He took a deep breath, then ran to the middle of the doorway and shouted, "Hey, monster, come and eat me!" Hearing the noise, the demon type immediately rushed towards the door. The prey had taken the bait. Tanvu ran straight for his backpack. "Come and enjoy your last meal." The demon type rushed outside, and not seeing anyone, it began to search. Just then, Tanvu shouted, "Hey, I'm over here!" The demon type didn't realize it was a trap, and with a deafening roar, it charged straight at Tanvu, and as soon as it reached the backpack's position, Tanvu gave a sinister smile and said, "Try this." Suddenly, the backpack exploded, sending the demon type flying far away. Inside the backpack was all the explosives Tanvu had painstakingly crafted over the past few days, and seeing the demon type take such a heavy hit, Tanvu laughed out loud with joy. "Ha ha, that's great, even though this thing is in such a sorry state now. But who knows if it still has the strength to fight back. It wouldn't be too late to check after it's confirmed dead. So to be cautious, Tanvu sat on the opposite side, silently observing the situation after confirming the demon type was no longer moving. Only then did he feel relieved enough to get closer. Looks like it's done for now. Let's see what good stuff it dropped. Suddenly, a mutated cat appeared, startling Tanvu and putting him on alert. Damn, a mutated cat, looks like this loot won't be so easy to claim. Just at that moment, the upper head of the demon type suddenly moved, devouring the mutated cat in an instant. Upon witnessing this scene, Tanvu's face turned pale with fear. This thing was playing dead. It was a good thing I didn't rush over to avoid any new problems. I have to deal with it quickly, he thought, looking around. Tanvu discovered several barrels of oil nearby. After thinking it over, he decided to burn the demon type to death. Since it was severely injured, the demon type couldn't move and could only watch as Tanvu poured oil all around it, and then set it on fire. After waiting for the fire to be completely extinguished, Tanvu excitedly approached with his knife in hand. "Cough, it actually smells pretty good. Let's see what kind of good stuff you have." After searching for a while, he discovered the demon type's evolution energy. This thing was truly special in his past life. It was something few people were able to obtain. Of course, Tanvu didn't forget about the mutated cat from before. Inside it was the evolution energy he was familiar with. After finishing his harvest, Tanvu swallowed the demon type's evolution energy without any hesitation. Immediately, he felt a pain akin to dying and being reborn. His entire body felt as if it was about to tear apart. So this is the energy of a demon type. In my past life, I never experienced such a painful evolution. Let's see how strong I am now. Tanvu picked up a random stone and threw it at the wall with just a little bit of force. The wall shattered into countless pieces. He had at least 4 times the strength of an ordinary person. In this era that was considered rare, next, he would test his abilities. Tanvu closed his eyes and carefully examined the changes in his body. The first was the flame ability. Excellent. In my past life, I also had the flame ability, so it saves me the trouble of adapting. From a small spark in his hand, Tanvu easily conjured a giant flame. It enveloped his body, ha ha ha. Although the flame ability isn't considered extremely rare, if it's strong enough, it's very practical. I'm quite satisfied with it now for the second ability. Tanvu felt it was very strange and needed to find something to test it on. Then he bent down and randomly used the ability on a stone on the ground, and in an instant, 1 stone suddenly became 2. This left Tanvu utterly shocked. A replication ability. I don't know much about this power, but there's no doubt it's an extremely rare one, it seems, this replication ability. Can only be used once on the same item. If I can replicate a stone, then as Tanvu guessed, evolution energy can also be replicated. And it has the exact same effect. This ability is truly heaven-defying. Possessing two abilities at once was something Tanvu would have never imagined in his wildest dreams. Just then, the surrounding zombies, drawn by the commotion, gathered in increasing numbers, and suddenly Tanvu had a bold idea. He concentrated and used the replication ability on his own body, and to his surprise, it worked without a moment's hesitation. The two Tanvus charged at the zombies, feeling much more confident than before, without needing to say a word. The two of them coordinated with each other flawlessly, and in no time the horde of attacking zombies was completely annihilated. But now Tanvu realized he had a headache of a problem. There's no way I can go on living as two people. I have to see if this replication ability can be undone. Luckily, the replication could be reversed. The copied Tanvu gradually vanished into thin air. This ability, while overpowered, was not without its drawbacks. The moment the clone disappeared, Tanvu instantly felt a doubled sense of fatigue. Abusing this ability would be incredibly dangerous after resting for a while. Tanvu started searching the bodies of the zombies he just killed for evolution energy. It seemed the times had already changed. These zombies actually had evolution energy, which was perfect for Tuvu. After finishing the harvest, Tanvu brought his spoils back home. The moment she saw him, Tuvu rushed forward to hug him. "Big brother, you're late again. You had me worried sick." Tanvu smiled and said, "Rest assured, your big brother is not the same person he was before. I won't make you worry anymore," but this time Tuvu wasn't as easily placated as before. "If you're going to be gone for that long again in the future, you must take me with you." Tanvu quickly agreed with his sister. "No problem, I'll definitely bring you along next time. Here, eat this and you can become an evolver too." Seeing her brother take out two strange objects, Tuvu was a little doubtful. An evolver Tanvu explained that after becoming an evolver, low-level zombies would no longer pose a threat. Hearing that, Tuvu swallowed the evolution energy without any hesitation when her brother asked if she felt anything. She thought about it seriously before replying, "It would probably be tastier with some sugar." "I'm speechless." Tanvu could only bury his face in his hands in frustration. "Who asked you about the taste? Do you feel it, a burst of power erupting from within you?" Tuvu stared blankly, then replied, "I don't feel any burst of power." Tanvu couldn't understand what was happening and scratched his head in confusion. "That's impossible. Eating evolution energy is supposed to make you an evolver. Here, try eating this one too." This time, Tuvu ate it with a little sugar to improve the taste, but the result was exactly the same. She felt absolutely nothing. This situation made Tanvu sink into deep contemplation. "This is beyond my comprehension, to have no reaction even after consuming two evolution energies. This has never happened before." Seeing the serious look on her brother's face, Tuvu felt a little sad and asked, "Big brother, is this stuff very valuable? I ate it, but it had no effect. What a waste." Tanvu patted her head to comfort her. "It's nothing for us now. This isn't considered precious, so don't blame yourself." After thinking for a moment, Tuvu timidly spoke to her brother. "It's not that there's no sensation at all. I feel this thing is really delicious, and eating it feels very satisfying." Hearing that, Tanvu was a bit surprised and asked again, "Very satisfying, huh?" Tuvu was so happy she was flailing her arms and legs. "Yes, eating it feels very good. I want to eat more after having it." According to Tanvu's speculation, Tuvu's potential was too great. So she still hadn't met the conditions to evolve yet. He needed to find more evolution energy sources to verify this. Putting that aside, the two siblings had dinner together, and after the meal, Tuvu was browsing the internet when she suddenly found some important information. She immediately called her brother over to look. Tanvu calmly walked over while eating an apple and asked, "There's still internet?" It seems the situation isn't serious in many places yet, but as soon as he saw the image on the screen, Tanvu's expression changed and he unconsciously uttered two words, "alien race." Tuvu didn't understand and asked, "What is an alien race, brother?" Tanvu replied gravely, "Disaster and death. Zombies, mutated viruses, the apocalypse. If there's anything that could be worse than these things, the alien race is it. I don't know what power has made this already terrible apocalyptic world. Have several more spatial rifts appear. The cracked space connects to an alien dimension, and the alien creatures from that dimension are invading our world. They are called the alien race. Countless bizarrely shaped monsters emerge from the spatial rifts. Their races and forms are incredibly strange. But they have one thing in common: hostility and murderous intent towards humanity. Why they came is unknown. What connection they have with the apocalyptic virus is also unknown, but what we do know is this. Their appearance means this city won't last much longer. just hearing this much was enough for Tu Vu to imagine how terrifying the alien race was. Next, Tan Vu spoke about the alien race on the screen. This is the insectoid race among the aliens. Their nests form in rows and grow ceaselessly, and a massive number of insectoids will compete and slaughter. They will monopolize cities and villages within a 100-mile radius just like a plague of locusts. Wherever they pass, only bones and death remain. There's no time to waste. Starting tomorrow, I have to get stronger quickly. Hearing this, Tu Vu offered to go with him. This time, Tan Vu didn't refuse anymore. With the current situation, it was time for her to adapt to apocalyptic life. 2 days later, Tu Vu went out hunting with her brother. Her only task was to stand behind and cheer him on. Her brother would handle all the killing. After many battles, Tan Vu realized the zombies were also getting stronger. As usual, after killing a zombie, Tan Vu searched for an evolution energy source. This time, he got a very high-grade one. With his copy ability, he turned 1 into 2, and soon Tu Vu had eaten 10 evolution energy sources. I've got it, I can feel something. Hearing that Tan Vu excitedly asked you feel something, what is it? Tu Vu immediately struck a martial arts pose. Ha, I feel like I could kill a bull with a single punch now. Tan Vu continued becoming an evolved person means your physical abilities and reflexes are much greater than a normal person's. Feel it again, you might have another special ability. After focusing again, Tu Vu had a wonderful feeling as if her life had reached its climax. Suddenly, she seemed to sense something strange. I think I feel something it's hard to describe. It's a kind of, feeling that can make things stronger. As soon as he heard this, Tan Vu immediately guessed it was an enhancement ability. He quickly picked up a brick, broke it in half, and gave it to his sister. If it's an enhancement ability, that's fantastic. Try using your ability to enhance this. After enhancing it, Tu Vu handed the half-brick back to her brother. First, Tan Vu crushed his half of the brick. See the brick you didn't enhance? I crushed it easily. Now I'll try the half you enhanced. Even though they're from the same brick, their hardness is completely different. Tan Vu had to use all his strength just to crush the enhanced half-brick. It's definitely an enhancement ability. Tu Vu, you've become a top-tier evolved person. Hearing that, Tu Vu was overjoyed even though she didn't really understand what it all meant. But just being able to help her brother was enough to make her very happy. To test the ability, Tan Vu had his sister enhance him. He immediately felt an irrepressible surge of power, and he unleashed a few attacks, easily shattering a brick wall. With this ability, Tu Vu could now join her brother on hunts. Starting tomorrow, Tan Vu would teach her combat techniques. The next day, Tan Vu found a zombie for his sister to practice on. See that zombie over there? Go defeat it. Enhance your weapon with your ability first, then slowly go and defeat it. I'll watch your back, so don't be nervous. Listening to her brother, Tu Vu tiptoed towards the zombie, muttering to herself not to be nervous, but just as she got close, the zombie suddenly turned around. Startled, Tu Vu missed her chance to attack, but luckily she was now an evolved person, so she easily dodged its attack. Then Tu Vu squeezed her 2 eyes shut, screamed, and repeatedly bashed the zombie's head until Tan Vu had to stop her. Hey, stop, that's enough, that's enough. For her first fight, Tu Vu was sweating from fear. Phew, did I win? Tan Vu carefully assessed her. Your mindset was a bit off, but you have strength and skill. All in all, very good. Then he checked the zombie's corpse. A few more hits and I wouldn't have been able to find the evolution source. Oh, lucky this one has one. Tu Vu, use your ability to enhance this. Then I'll use my copy ability to split it into 2. That way we'll get 4 evolution energy sources. The abilities of these 2 siblings are truly heaven-defying. A 4-fold return on one investment, they would get stronger in no time. After testing it, Tan Vu confirmed his suspicion. His guess was indeed correct, although it's a copy, the enhanced evolution energy source still retains nearly double the effect. This is great. At that moment, Tu Vu spoke up. Brother, I feel like if I keep eating these, I might even be able to awaken a new ability. Tan Vu recalled his sister's unusual behavior. Tu Vu wasn't afraid of the blood rain and had once touched the hot acid rain in confusion, asking, "What's wrong? This is acid rain, isn't it?" And when she absorbed the zombie's evolution energy source, it wasn't like a normal person. She didn't feel the overwhelming power. He analyzed that she had a strange need for evolution energy. Tilting his head to look at his sister, Tan Vu couldn't help but wonder if this was a good or a bad thing. What changes would Tu Vu undergo in the future? Suddenly, his train of thought was broken when the 2 siblings heard gunshots not far away. Startled, they both looked over in that direction. Gunshots. Tan Vu quickly made a decision and carefully instructed, "Let's go check it out." Tuvu, stay behind me, find cover and be ready to hide at any time. She obediently nodded in agreement. A thoughtful look flashed in his eyes. If they're robbers, we'll take them out and loot their supplies. On the other side, a dense horde of zombies was slowly advancing. Attracted by the gunfire, they gradually cornered a group of soldiers. One of them spoke while shooting at the zombies. Captain, we should fight while falling back against these zombies. A few shots from us won't be enough to handle them, another team member said while providing cover fire. Xiao, don't you understand? The higher-ups want to get rid of our captain, otherwise why would they send only the 4 of us to rescue General Li? If we succeed, fine, but if we fail, we'll be punished when we get back. The man named Xiao Zhang replied, that's still better than dying here and becoming zombie food. I'm almost out of ammo. The 4th person seriously offered his opinion. That's right, Captain. Even if we're lucky enough to defeat these zombies, we'll just run into more. This mission is impossible. You have outstanding abilities, but you're being set up by villains. I think the 4 of us should find another place to survive. The man they called Captain fired a few more rounds. He let out a sigh. How could I not have thought about what you all said? But with just the 4 of us in this apocalypse, he stopped mid-sentence because his eyes were caught by something. The 2 Tanvu siblings had appeared on top of a large pile of rubble. This slightly startled the soldiers. Look, there are people over there. Tanvu and Tuvu stood high above, looking down at the zombie horde and searching for survivors. Tanvu's crimson eyes lit up when he saw the soldiers. Survivors, he thought to himself. Among the zombies below, a female zombie suddenly turned its head to look up at Tanvu with soulless eyes. I guess a crush lasts beyond the grave. And it wasn't just that one female zombie. Nearly all the zombies in the area started moving towards the 2 Tanvu siblings. He noticed this as well. But he wasn't panicked at all, calmly thinking to himself, oh, why are all these zombies rushing towards us? Could it be that our power is highly attractive to zombies? Among the 4 soldiers below, one saw this as a rare opportunity and spoke up. Captain, while those 2 are attracting the zombies, let's retreat. The captain obviously couldn't do that. Who behaves like that, you scoundrel? How could you even say such a thing? Are you even a soldier? Listen to my order, use all available firepower. Even if we run out of ammunition, we must save those 2 civilians. The iron rod in Qin Yu's hand burst into flames, glowing red-hot. He ordered Xiao Yu, strengthen our brothers here, don't go anywhere. He told his sister to protect herself while he handled the zombie. She agreed, but also reminded him to be careful, and seeing him move, the soldiers stood watching in surprise. They even forgot to shoot their guns to kill the zombies. Then, with a loud bang, smoke and fire erupted, and only the terrified screams of the zombies could be heard as the captain stared blankly. Could this be a legendary ancient martial artist? But even ancient martial artists aren't this over the top, felling so many zombies in an instant. On the other side, there were loud sounds of fighting and pained screams. In the end, all the zombies were lying motionless on the ground. The 2 siblings, Tanvu and Tuvu, calmly walked up to the 2 soldiers, who also lowered their guns to show friendliness. With gratitude for being saved by the 2 of them, the captain spoke up to introduce himself. Hello, we are soldiers dispatched on a mission. I am Captain Lam Fong. Tanvu seemed a bit surprised to hear this name. He repeated Lam Fong. The captain timidly asked, Sir, are you an ancient martial artist? That was really dangerous just now. Thank you. For those who don't know, ancient martial artists are the pinnacle of human strength and skill. They have extraordinary abilities, can cultivate to the absolute limit, possess an unyielding will, and they don't even need to become evolvers. They can also confront fearsome zombies. Some of them have super-level skills that would make even evolvers feel ashamed. This can compensate for their inherent physical deficiencies. It was a pity that although he wanted to be an ancient martial artist, Tanvu had to put on a stoic face as he explained, I am not an ancient martial artist. Hearing this, Lam Fong breathed a sigh of relief. He began to invite the young man to answer the motherland's call. Brother, with skills as good as yours, why not contribute to the army? You will surely achieve great things in the future. He was not very interested in this offer. He just answered perfunctorily, I'm not the type to be tied down. Let's just drop the matter of the army. Thank you for your kind offer. Lam Fong didn't press the matter, only feeling a bit of regret for not being able to recruit such a talented person into his team. What a pity. If you don't agree, then we'll be on our way. If you need help in the future, I will definitely not refuse. With that, he and the 3 remaining team members turned and left very decisively. Tu Vu looked at her brother in confusion and asked out of curiosity, Brother, before whenever you met survivors, you couldn't wait to beat them. So why do you respect this Lam Fong? He didn't explain much, just said that he recognized him. Then Tanvu sank into memories of his past life in a ruined city. He tilted his head back to look up. There was a hero's monument there, he had asked his companion at the time. Why is there still a statue being worshipped here? His companion had told him this is the statue of Lam Fong. During the darkest of times, it was very rare for an S-class evolver to possess such great power. He also fought to help the weak and eventually died in a battle at Hak Lam, becoming a martyr respected by later generations. Upon hearing that story, Tanvu was silent for a long time. It was unclear what he was thinking. Finally, he exclaimed, I remember now. When the seniors mentioned him, they were all very respectful. His companion climbed onto the hood of a car, held his face, and sighed. Compared to my respect for Lam Fong, my fear of Hak Lam is much more terrifying. I hope a calamity like that never happens again. End of flashback. Tiu Vu saw that her brother didn't intend to share more, so she asked, Brother, how do you know him? Tanvu still didn't plan on telling his sister too many unrelated things. The more you know, the more dangerous it is. So he just replied, it's nothing. A friend of mine mentioned him before. Don't worry about it, he said while watching Lam Fong's retreating figure. Tanvu was lost in thought about the outbreak in Hak Lam, that calamity. That's still more than 15 years from now. Lam Fong, enjoy this time while you can. The group of soldiers had already left. The streets were now utterly deserted. Some creature was gnawing on an unfortunate corpse in the middle of the road. It was a mutated dog with torn flesh growling as it ate. As if afraid someone would suddenly come to snatch its food, hiding in a small alley not far away, Tanvu signaled to Tiu Vu, don't make a sound judging by its appearance. It's probably a highly evolved, mutated creature. Leave it to me to handle. The dog was focused on enjoying its meal when it suddenly sensed something was wrong. It looked up and saw Tanvu holding an iron bar, striking down from midair, unable to change his attack trajectory. He gritted his teeth and cursed, damn it, I've been spotted. Sure enough, when he landed, the dog had already dodged the fatal blow. It immediately lunged to attack Tanvu. Perhaps it found fresh meat more delicious, but this piece of fresh meat wasn't an easy meal. Tanvu swung the iron bar and knocked it down. The dog growled and then ran away. Seeing this, he grew tense and shouted, this is bad. If we let it escape, an intelligent mutated creature can easily hold a grudge. Tiu Vu appeared behind him at that moment and loudly suggested, brother, throw it. Tanvu chuckled, we think alike. I had the same idea. As he finished speaking, he took the iron bar, adjusted the angle, then aimed carefully and threw it. The target was the fleeing mutated dog. The iron bar pierced through the dog's leg, causing it to howl in pain, and that was not all. The iron bar also glowed red hot as if it had been forged in fire for a long time. Immediately after, flames erupted and engulfed the mutated dog, turning it into a roasted dog. Truly an unexpected move. The flames gradually died down. The dog was as dead as it could be, its body charred and smoking heavily. The two siblings, Tanvu and Tiu Vu, approached. She stood cautiously behind him and timidly asked, is it dead? Tanvu held a knife, preparing to dissect the dog's corpse to find its energy. A mutated creature of this level should have evolutionary energy. His younger sister was a little curious. Brother, isn't your ability flame? So why don't I see you breathing fire or shooting fireballs? While concentrating on butchering the dog, he replied, it's not that I can't, but compared to breathing fire or throwing fireballs, I'm more used to imbuing my weapons with flame power. Although I sacrifice range and attack distance when combined with my fighting techniques, the power increases greatly, and the damage dealt to the enemy is also clearly visible. After hearing this, Tiu Vu's eyes shone with absolute adoration for her brother. So my brother is a close combat mage. Tanvu retrieved 2 energy crystals and smiled faintly with satisfaction. How lucky, this dog's body contains 2 sources of evolutionary energy. One is its own, and the other, I guess, belongs to the prey it hunted. Tiu Vu squatted down to look at the roasted dog and was surprised there's another one here. She pulled a ring from the dog's corpse. It turned out to be an old worn ring, and she didn't know what it was. It wasn't something that could increase her strength, so she was about to throw it away as it wasn't useful like food. Tanvu's quick eyes spotted the ring. Wait, Tiu Vu. This ring, could it be? He looked at the gold ring with strange patterns carved on it. He exclaimed, a treasure from a dimensional relic. He urged Tiu Vu hurry and put it on to test its effect. Tiu Vu was very obedient to her brother, doing whatever he said like this. As soon as she put it on, the ring suddenly glowed with an eerie blue light. As if it had a spirit, it controlled Tiu Vu's hand. She cried out in alarm, what's happening? Blue flames shot out from the ring, burning fiercely for a moment. Finally, Tiu Vu pulled her hand back and asked her brother in shock, what was that? Tanvu was like a walking encyclopedia. He explained, this is the power of a dimensional relic. It uses genetic energy and converts it into various forms of power. Releasing it outwards, it seems the power of this ring is flame, just like mine. Hearing the new term, Tuvu's two eyes widened with curiosity. What's a dimensional relic? Tanvu explained that after the apocalypse, alternate spaces of different forms can appear anywhere on the globe at any time, which are different from dimensional rifts. Although they are fraught with danger, as long as you pass the trials, you can obtain rich spoils, and it doesn't stop there. He continued. These spoils come in many types. Some people find treasures containing dimensional power, while others comprehend strange new abilities and skills. Humanity was barely able to withstand the post-apocalyptic world, thanks in large part to dimensional relics out on the streets. Tu Vu probably admired her brother more than anyone. She clapped her hands in praise. Brother, you're so amazing. You know everything. Tanvu didn't let the praise lower his guard. He looked at the dog's corpse and analyzed this mutated dog was able to swallow a relic's treasure. Swallowing a dimensional relic clearly shows that there's an entrance to a relic nearby. Moreover, if even a mutated dog could survive and come out, then that relic isn't too dangerous. It's just that the entrance to a normal relic isn't fixed. I don't know if we can find it before it relocates. After speaking, he instructed his sister to do as he said. Tuvu, you enhance the ring and then I'll copy it. The girl was always obedient and agreed yes, brother, and so the two siblings. Each of them wore an identical ring after observing and evaluating it. Tanvu was a little disappointed. As expected, it wasn't anything particularly good. No wonder that dog was able to get it. The two siblings went home and used some of their stored food to cook a simple meal at the dinner table. Tuvu's two eyes sparkled as she looked at her brother and exclaimed, Brother, we had such a bountiful harvest today. Tanvu smiled and summarized, Now, even your physical constitution is more than 5 times that of a normal person. As for me, my physique is 8 times stronger, and combined with Tuvu's ability, my power is 16 times greater. She let out a curious, and asked, what does 16 times stronger even mean? He patiently explained, let me put it this way. To ordinary people, and even to most zombies and mutated beasts, we're as strong as monsters. Hearing this, Tuvu exclaimed happily, Are we really that amazing? Tanvu nodded, Yeah, it's just that we haven't found a dimensional relic yet. If we find one, we can level up again. After their chat, the two of them turned off the light and went to sleep. He said they should rest early to continue hunting tomorrow. Tuvu immediately agreed. Suddenly, a rustling sound echoed from the dark hallway, and Tanvu, who was much more vigilant now, was instantly alert. He wasn't sleeping deeply, so he opened his eyes the moment he heard the noise. He fumbled to get up and turn on the light. The two siblings slept in the same bed so he could ensure Tuvu's safety. So when the light came on, the movement beside her woke Tuvu up, big brother. He raised his hand, signaling for his sister to be quiet. Shh, don't make a sound, there's something outside the door. Tanvu carefully grabbed the iron bar and stood by the door with a click. He quickly swung the door open outside. A giant centipede was waiting, its huge mouth full of fangs, gaping wide. It shrieked and lunged at him, but he was quick enough to block the attack with the iron bar. Seeing his sister coming toward him, Tanvu warned Tuvu. Be careful, there's an enemy. He used all his strength to push the centipede out of the house. Get out of my house, fearing for her brother. Tuvu rushed outside. Brother, I haven't even enhanced you yet. Stepping into the hallway, she saw that Tanvu had already finished off the centipede. The iron bar in his hand was still embedded in its head, and he was panting beside the corpse. Tuvu quickly stepped forward to enhance him. He sighed, wiped the sweat from his face, and remarked, Without your enhancement, that was a bit of a struggle. He looked at the corpse of the giant multi-legged centipede lying in front of their door. Tuvu was a little scared. What is this thing? It's so disgusting, Tanvu replied, his face growing pale as he wondered to himself, An iron centipede, how is this possible? Did the swarm already defeat the army and invade this area? No, that can't be right. The swarm shouldn't be this strong yet. This centipede must have come up from underground. Seeing her brother muttering to himself, Tuvu asked with concern, Brother, is there something wrong with this thing? Why do you look so grim? Suddenly sensing something was wrong, Tanvu immediately pushed his sister's head down. Just as she finished, a green attack shot past them, and the two of them narrowly dodged it. They both turned to look inside the house where the attack came from. Tuvu, frightened, huddled close to Tanvu. Seeing the green beetle hovering with 2 massive pincers, it was clear this was no ordinary foe. Not to mention it had just launched that ranged attack. Even Tanvu started to feel uneasy. This is bad. The two siblings looked at the beetle with pale faces, muttering, The swarm's hunting parties got here so fast. Seeing the beetle was about to pounce, Tanvu pushed his sister aside and prepared to fight. The beetle landed where Tanvu had just been standing. The impact was like a meteor strike, shattering the floor tiles. He had nimbly leaped up high, so the situation between them now looked a bit reversed. Tanvu clung to the ceiling, looking down at the beetle while it looked up at him from the ground. Without hesitation, he decided to strike before it could react with a whoosh. Tanvu leaped down from above. With a squelch, the iron bar in his hand pierced the beetle's body. Green fluid gushed out. He stood up, pulled the bar out, and flicked the green liquid off it. At the same time, he didn't forget to warn his sister, Tanvu, stay alert. This hunting party probably has more than just two of them. Tanvu cautiously looked around. We need to be. Before he could finish his sentence, boom, a jet of blue flame shot out from nowhere and engulfed him. To Tanvu's utter shock, she thought her brother was gone after that attack. She sobbed, crying out, "Big brother," but the tragedy didn't happen. Tanvu had managed to raise a shield just in time to block the attack. The shield was now shattering, but thankfully he had avoided a fatal blow. If that attack had hit, it would have been no joke. Looking at the new insect that had attacked him, which had flown into the house through the broken glass door, Tanvu was surprised. This is a winged insect. It looks like a mutated bee. Not giving Tanvu a chance to counterattack it, prepared to launch another strike, he bolted towards his sister Tanvu run, fearing she wouldn't be fast enough. He grabbed her hand and pulled her along. After running for a while, Tanvu regained her composure. She asked worriedly, "Big brother, what about our house and our food? How did these things find us anyway?" Tanvu explained they are all part of a hunting party from the swarm. The one that breathes fire is called a blaze wasp. It's probably their leader and is extremely dangerous, even 10-something low-level evolved humans fighting together. Might not be a match for it. Just as he finished speaking, a loud explosion rang out. The blaze wasp had fired another flaming attack through the wall, causing Tanvu to crouch down and cover her head in fear. Unable to fight back, they could only run. Tanvu ran behind, urging his sister to keep running faster. The blaze wasp seemed to be enjoying this game, hovering high in the air. It pointed its rear end and fired another fire attack. Another loud explosion erupted right where Tanvu had been running. Smoke filled the air. Tanvu luckily dodged the blast and leaped out of the way. Because they were fleeing, they didn't have time to change. He was still wearing slippers, but surprisingly this time he stopped running. Tanvu turned around, his face dark, and cursed at the blaze wasp. "You damn bug! Give you an inch and you take a mile," he said angrily, raising his hand and launching a fireball. "Haven't you had enough?" The fireball shot towards the blaze wasp as directed, yet it didn't dodge or evade. A rumbling explosion echoed, and the small blast in the sky lit up an area in the night. It looked like New Year's Eve fireworks. Seeing her brother had stopped running, Tanvu also stopped. She asked cautiously, "Brother, did you get it?" He turned his head and shouted, "Tanvu, don't stop! Keep running!" The smoke in the air began to clear. The blaze wasp was completely unharmed, not a scratch on it. It hovered in place as if mocking Tanvu for being too weak. He was extremely frustrated and cursed it didn't even bother to dodge. "Is it looking down on me?" A flame flickered in his hand as he decided, "All right, then let's see whose fire is stronger in the sky." The blaze wasp accepted the challenge and fired another blast downwards. Tanvu didn't back down. He launched a fireball to meet the blaze wasp's attack. The two different colored flames collided, illuminating the night like a clash of fire and ice. Tanvu gritted his teeth and let out a cold snort, trying to hold his ground. But obviously the blaze wasp was much stronger. His fireball was swallowed by its attack, which even shattered the ground below. Forcing him to jump aside, the victor was clear. Tanvu pouted, all right, yours is stronger." Suddenly, he noticed something new. Tanvu was struggling to create a blue fireball. Tanvu yelled in alarm. "Tanvu, run! You can't help here," she shouted and launched the fireball at the blaze wasp. After the attack, Tanvu was panting heavily. Tanvu saw the fireball hit the blaze wasp up high. He exclaimed in amazement. "Is it too lazy to even dodge now?" Just as he said that, the blaze wasp fell from the sky like a kite with its string cut. Tanvu was endlessly surprised. He immediately turned to learn from his sister Tanvu. "How did you do that?" She answered in detail. "Brother, I tried using my enhancement ability on the fireball and it actually worked." He smiled, praising her generously. "That's my Tanvu, leave the rest to me." Before re-engaging, Tanvu carefully analyzed the situation. The blaze wasp's power is more than 20 times that of a normal person. Even with Tanvu's enhancement, I'm only at 16 times. It's too difficult to defeat it head-on, but I can use the opportunity while it's disoriented by Tanvu's enhanced fireball to break its wings. That way it won't be able to chase us anymore. From behind, his sister cheered him on. "Go, brother, be careful." Just as she finished speaking, the blaze wasp crashed to the ground with a thud. Tanvu immediately sprang into action. "Now's my chance." He gathered momentum and dashed forward. When he was a short distance from the blaze wasp, he split into two. The Tanvu clone quickly advanced, one on the left and one on the right, neatly slicing off the blaze wasp's fragile wings. After he was done, he concluded coolly, exposing your wings was your fatal weakness. Suddenly, he felt something was wrong. After launching her attack, Tu Vu had been panting for quite a while. Now she was directly coughing up blood. When Tanvu saw this, his heart leaped into his throat. This little sister was the only close family he had left. He yelled in panic. Tu Vu, he placed a hand on his chest. Feeling a difference after consuming so much power, this made him worry. The enhancement, it's gone. Could it be that my splitting into two doubled the burden of Tu Vu's ability and she couldn't handle it? Suddenly, a massive, gigantic monster blaze wasp appeared. It flapped its wings and flew towards him, buzzing deafeningly. After flying for a bit, it fell to the ground on its back, unable to fly. He held the sharp iron bar at the ready. Luckily, this one can't fly. Tanvu turned and ran back to his sister, Tu Vu. How are you? While it can't fly, let's run quick. Yes, the two siblings ran off together. But they didn't know that the formidable blaze wasp was already stirring while supporting Tu Vu. He observed it. This blaze wasp is only fast when it flies. If it's walking, it can't catch us. Just as he finished speaking, something suddenly appeared before them, blocking their path. What is that? On the blaze wasp's head, a red-spotted zombie had suddenly appeared. He pursed his lips as he looked at it. Another demon kin. No, it's just a normal mutated zombie. Was it attracted by this battle? The zombie lunged forward, swiping with its sharp claws. With his quick reflexes, he managed to parry the blow. But that zombie strikes so fast. Sweat is slowly breaking out on my face. Its power is too great, at least 10 times the physical strength of a normal person, and I am only at 8. It is much stronger than me. Seeing her brother was tired, Xiao Yu risked using her power. He did not want her to do that. Stood up and said, Xiao Yu, do not force yourself. If you keep using your power, you will pass out. He was determined. This one is for your brother to risk it all. He sped up his run, his hand gripping the iron bar tightly. He swung the rod. Here I come. This is not good. The zombie has pierced through his body. Blood spurted from the wound. His hand trembled as he struggled to grab its leg. She burst into tears, shouting brother with the strength of a main character. He held on. While fighting this one, another one arrived. Be careful, brother, that fireworm is catching up. There is some kind of green magic transforming in its belly, a very powerful streak of blue light. It was heading towards him. His face showed a worried and somewhat fearful expression upon seeing that light. Boom, it appeared in front of her. The explosion erupted. Tears welled up in her eyes. Brother, suddenly a voice came out. Xiao Yu, run, brother, since when were you? An explanation for your confusion. From the moment that guy rushed out, he had already made a copy of himself. Hearing that, she burst into a mix of tears and laughter. My brother is so amazing, you even fooled me. Back at the site of the explosion, the body that was lying there had disappeared at this moment. He felt a sharp pain. Xiao Yu quickly asked brother, what is wrong? His hand covered his mouth as he coughed and pondered. The pain the clone suffered has transferred to me. I am fine, let us run. It seems they completely forgot about the fireworm, leaving it to step back and watch them run away, speechless. The two of them stopped in front of a store. Quick, get inside. The two entered as the metal gate slammed shut. I should get some sleep first. I was tormented all night. Closing my eyes, I hear these unfading thoughts. Starting tomorrow, I'm afraid survival will be even harder. The survival journey continues. They have to search for the energy dropped by zombies' energy crystals. Luckily, after killing just one, they have already found evolution energy. The two of them picked them up and ate them. He looked at his sister excitedly. I have successfully raised my physique to 9 times stronger. Just relying on this is not enough to be full moving forward. They carefully observed their surroundings and discovered a green supermarket. There is a supermarket over there. The two siblings were excited to see it. This is great. They quickly walked over and a voice came from inside. Jang Fong, what are you afraid of? I have got it held down. Hurry up, you useless coward. Tanvu heard this and warned there are people inside. I will go in first. Act carefully. Okay, he is holding onto a rampant zombie. As for him, he grabbed the rod and held it high. This kid Jang Fong, I'm about to lose control of him. If I die here today, it is because of you. His voice trembled. I am sorry. This cannot be blamed on me. The zombie broke free from his control. Oh no, the air grew tense. The zombie growled, facing off against him while the other guy was thrown into a stall. A shelf fell and crushed him, causing him to struggle to find a way out. As he fumbled for support, the zombie lunged. There was a scream. Danger! Jang Fong is pinned by the shelf. He cannot escape. His face was a mess of tears and snot. Help me, help me. A bat was slammed into its head, breaking in two. Being hit on the head made the zombie turn its attention, causing her to tremble in fear. I have changed my target. That zombie attacks Xiao Na. Everyone was worried for her shouting. Xiao Na, suddenly a figure ran past. Even the zombie had to look up. It was grabbed by the head. Even the zombie was startled so fast there was no time to react before being dragged away. The ground cracked, forming a hole as the zombie's head was smashed down. Everyone was speechless as no one could figure out what had just happened. He stood up and walked towards her. So cool, what a heartthrob. He gallantly offered a hand to help her up, making her blush get up. Thank you, Xiao Yu called out from behind. Curiously, Xiao Na habitually looked over upon hearing her name called. Xiao Yu, is that you, Xiao Yu? The two girls ran to each other overjoyed to unexpectedly meet a good friend here. Both of them turned to Tan Vu and said with a smile, Brother, this is Xiao Na, my best friend from school. Thank you for saving me. Tan Vu's eyes were fixed on Xiao Yu. This girl, Xiao Yu. A flashback to a street in a district filled with zombies. We are surrounded. What do we do? Tan Vu and Jang Fong were worried. There are so many zombies of this level. Breaking through is impossible, damn it. I cannot believe I'm going to die here. Suddenly a scythe flew by, cutting down the zombies. Well, what is happening? The silhouette of high heels appeared. It was a woman, and then her face was revealed. It is the female Reaper, so strong Tan Vu was stunned until Xiao Yu called out to him. Hey, what are you staring at her for? A hand touched Tan Vu's shoulder from somewhere. Oh, it is nothing. Liu Kun looked at Tan Vu and said, My friend, your skills are amazing. Thank you so much for just now. After speaking, he turned to check on Xiao Na, completely forgetting the person who had not been saved yet. Xiao Na, are you hurt? Uncle Lu, I am fine. No need to worry. Can you guys help me out first? With lightning speed, Tan Vu waved his hand and the shell flew away. Jang Fong was saved and looked overjoyed. Nana, thank you so much just now. It was truly a beauty saving a hero, that guy Li said with a harsh tone, pointing straight at Jang Fong's face. A coward like you dares to call himself a hero. A dog is better than you even... Liu Kun questioned him. The four of us all had weapons. Dealing with one zombie should not have been a problem. Jang Fong, you brat, you almost got everyone killed. Do you realize that... Jang Fong did not hold back his reply. Did not this kid show up just in time? Nobody got hurt. Besides, this is the first time I have done that. Who told you to give me such an important job as finishing off the zombie? Hearing these unpleasant words, Liu Kun got angry and snapped. My plan was to seize the opportunity. Xiao Na risked her life as bait and he held the zombie. After these three things, what can you possibly do? Our strategy had already killed several zombies. Only when it got to you did a problem arise, endangering everyone, and you still make excuses. Seeing this was not going well, and knowing he was a little bit wrong, Jang Fong conceded, all right, I know I was wrong. Okay. Jang Feng's gaze then fell upon Xiao Yu. Jang Fong walked over to Xiao Yu, running a hand through his hair, trying to pick her up. You must be Xiao Yu, right? Oh. My name is Jang Fong. The school hunk of second middle high. You have probably heard of me. I have heard about you before. Hearing Jang Feng's flexing, Xiao Yu replied awkwardly, So you are Senior Zhang? I have heard the name unconsciously. Liu Kun furrowed his brows. Something is up. Liu Kun shouted, There is a noise. There is still a zombie. An earthquake. No, it is just Tan Vu eating. He was speechless, his mouth still trying to grab food. This kid must have been starving. Everyone must be hungry too. Let us eat something. After we eat, we will go back to the camp. Xiao Na looked at Xiao Yu for a moment, then spoke up. Xiao Yu, why is your brother not like you at all? She joked that they must not be real siblings. What, you have got your eyes on my brother, huh? Xiao Na's weak spot was hit, and she blushed. You little rascal, since when did you start joking about these things, huh? Liu Kun, wearing a backpack, led the way, followed by Xiao Na and Tan Vu. They moved stealthily through the streets to avoid making noise and attracting zombies after arriving in front of a large castle-like building. After they went inside the castle, Liu Kun announced to everyone, We are back. Tan Vu walked in. He glanced around once then. His gaze stopped on the guy with a rooster comb hairstyle sitting next to an old lady. Tan Vu thought to himself, This shelter is full of old people. The disabled, their combat power is too weak. No wonder a girl like Xiao Na has to go out to find food if this continues. It will be very difficult for these people to survive in the apocalypse. Xiao Na ran over, calling out Grandpa. She worriedly called out Grandpa, then immediately sat down, opened her backpack, took out a loaf of bread, and asked him, You are hungry, right? We found a lot of food this time, he replied with a few weak, dry coughs. Xiao Na, it is very dangerous outside. You must pay attention to your safety, Liu Kun spoke up. Everyone must be hungry, right? Come and get your food. Do not push one by one. Xiao Na's grandfather looked at Tan Vu and curiously asked about this young man. She quickly introduced the two of them. Grandpa, this is Tan Vu, and this is his younger sister, Tan Xiao Yu. If it were not for them today, you would not have been able to see your granddaughter again. He replied with great gratitude, "This place is no paradise, but at least we can take care of each other if you two do not mind. Please stay here." The two siblings replied in unison. "Yes," Xiao Na cheerfully requested. "Everyone is tired. Follow me. I will find an empty room for you all." She led Tan Vu and Xiao Yu to find a room. While walking, he suddenly spoke up and asked, "Your grandfather must not be an ordinary person," she replied cheerfully. "Of course, my grandfather is amazing. He is a divine doctor who has treated and saved countless people compared to those directors and experts in traditional Chinese medicine. He is much more skilled out there." Xiao Yu was impressed. "Oh, but your grandfather is coughing so badly. Could it be he has a serious illness he cannot cure himself?" Xiao Na's expression suddenly darkened. She explained, "When my grandfather was young, he sustained an underlying injury while practicing martial arts now that he is older. His old accumulated injuries relapsed, which is why he is so weak today." Qin Yu had already figured this out. Indeed, he had sensed the old man's extraordinary aura earlier. Practicing martial arts is supposed to make one's body healthy, yet his training left him with so many chronic ailments. Hearing what this girl said, he must be an ancient martial artist. He clenched his fist and thought, "Although my level 2A combat skill is considered very powerful, reflecting on my actual battles, my techniques are crude. If I were to face a true master, I would inevitably reveal my weaknesses. If I could receive his guidance on the Earth Demon training system, forget level 3, I might even take another step and reach the Grand Master level." Then Qin Yu asked her to tell him about the current situation. "Xiao Na, tell me about the situation at the refugee camp." Without hesitation, she told him everything about the camp situation. "Most of the people here are survivors from the nearby areas. We gathered in one place looking after one another, just barely managing to survive. Uncle Lu is the most experienced among us. He is the strongest among us. Every time we go out, he's the one who leads. His eldest son is here as well. Jang Fong is a handsome, rich heir, but when the zombie apocalypse started, money became useless," Xiao Na continued. "The injured person is Brother Li. He and Uncle Lu used to be the ones who went out to find food. But he was careless once and sustained a deep injury, so now Jang Fong and I go instead. The two of us combined are not as strong as he is alone." Hearing this, Qin Yu confirmed his earlier suspicions. "Just as I thought, most of the people here are weak. If an attack were to happen, I fear only a few would be able to fight back. But I have no other choice if I want to receive that old man's guidance. I must protect this refugee camp." The scene shifts to a dark room where Qin Yu lay on the bed, lost in thought. Without Xiao Yu by his side, he felt like something was missing. He sat up, wondering what she was doing. "I wonder if Xiao Yu is asleep yet. I'll go surprise her." He then went out into the hallway to find Xiao Yu's room and came across one with its door left carelessly ajar. He thought she must feel as lonely as he did. "This girl Xiao Yu, she's thinking just like me. She's so bold, leaving the door open for me on purpose." Without a second thought, Qin Yu stepped into the room. Upon entering, he saw Xiao Na wrapped tightly in a blanket, tossing and turning on the bed. Qin Yu was certain it was Xiao Yu, having no idea that the person lying there was actually Xiao Na. He frowned and stood pensively for a moment, recalling his past life where every single day was a struggle against hordes of zombies, monsters, and the powerful. Even guaranteeing a safe place to stay and 3 square meals a day was a challenge, let alone thinking about things like romance. Wanting to surprise her, Qin Yu climbed onto the bed and grabbed Xiao Na's foot. She flinched and quickly pulled her leg back, but he just assumed Xiao Yu was being shy and playful. Just then, Xiao Na spoke. "Xiao Yu, you're at it again. Still not ready to admit defeat, are you? Let's fight for another 100 rounds." Hearing Xiao Na's voice, Qin Yu realized something was wrong. Just then, Xiao Yu was knocking from outside. "Xiao Na, why'd you close the door? I can't get in." Hearing Xiao Yu's voice outside, Xiao Na's face flushed crimson. She quickly sat up and saw Qin Yu sitting on her bed, plunging them both into an awkward silence. He went and opened the door for Xiao Yu. She asked, puzzled, "Big brother, I just went to get some sweet potatoes. Why are you in here?" He hastily explained, "It's a misunderstanding. I was worried you might be scared alone, so I came to check on you. Since Xiao Na is here too, I'll go back first." After speaking, Qin Yu immediately slammed the door and hid outside, his entire face flushed red with an unbearably awkward expression. Panicked and helpless, he screamed internally, "Damn it, what in the world am I doing?" Later, Qin Yu went downstairs and saw Xiao Na's grandfather. He greeted him politely. "Hello, sir." The old man replied, Young Yu, it's still early. You've all been through so much outside, why not sleep in a little?" He walked up to the old man and said, "It's all right. Sir, I'll see if there is anything I can help with. Chin Yu sighed in relief. He called me Young Yu so familiarly. Looks like Xiao Na didn't tell him about last night. From outside, the growls of zombies could be heard as they frantically slammed against the door. Brother Lee quietly warned everyone. Everyone be quiet. There are some zombies climbing up to us outside. A young girl began to cry desperately, clamping a hand over her mouth to keep from making a sound. I don't want to die. The teenage boy beside her panicked and grabbed his head. Damn it, what should we do? Not many of us can fight. Suddenly, Xiao Na's grandfather stood up with his cane. Chin Yu went over and put a hand on his shoulder. Sir, please don't move. It's just a few zombies. Leave them to us young people. Liu Kun cracked the door open and peered out to check the situation. Not far from the main entrance, several zombies were clawing at a window trying to get inside. He watched them worriedly and asked, how did these zombies know we were in here? Beside him, Chin Yu calmly answered, some of the zombies have evolved and gained intelligence. Though it may only be on par with the wild animals, it's enough for them to track us down. After all, wild beasts know how to track and hunt prey. Hearing this, the man's face turned even paler. He held his forehead and lamented, with just the few of us, killing one wouldn't be an issue. 2 of them and someone would likely get injured. But 5 of them? What are we supposed to do? At that very moment, he looked up to see Chin Yu striding out majestically with an iron bar and quickly yelled, Hey, Chin Yu! Do you have a death wish? You can't take on that many zombies by yourself. As soon as he said that, Xiao Yu appeared by his side and reassured him, Uncle Lu, don't worry about these few zombies. To my brother, they are nothing more than small fry. By stepping outside, Chin Yu successfully drew the attention of the zombies. Without the slightest hesitation, they growled and charged right for him. As the first one lunged, he gracefully leaped aside to dodge and then finished it off. The moment one was down, another one came, and Chin Yu simply leaned his body to evade. Then, with eyes full of killing intent, he turned and stared directly at it. Instantly, a deafening explosion erupted, and when the blast subsided, the zombie was charred black by the fiery explosion. Witnessing this, a stunned Liu Kun stammered, Are you a monster? A short while later, Chin Yu had dealt with all the zombies and stood proudly among their remains. He quickly turned to the old man and said, It's done. Have someone go out and fix the wooden and iron boards. I will protect everyone here. Time flew by quickly. The sky above the apartment building remained bleak. Having completed the repairs, Liu Kun came back inside and announced, Everyone, don't be afraid. The threat has been neutralized. The wooden and iron planks are fixed now. Hearing this, the people inside cheered with relief. Thank God I was scared to death. Saying this, he walked up to Chin Yu to thank him. Today was incredibly dangerous. We were fortunate to have you. Chin Yu politely watched him go. Xiao Na's grandfather slowly got to his feet. Just as the other man left, he called out Chin Yu. Come over here, I want to talk to you. Chin Yu immediately responded, Yes, sir. The 2 of them then quickly went into a small room. After shutting the door, Xiao Na's grandfather was the first to speak. You've killed people before, and more than just one. Hearing this, Chin Yu's expression darkened. You have sharp eyes, old sir, he replied grimly. Yes, it was more than one. Getting his answer, the old man raised his hands and began to carefully unbutton his shirt as he spoke. I know that with this weak body, I would be no match for you. But if I have to, I will put my life on the line to stop you from hurting the others, even if it only buys a little time. He then dropped his cane and demanded in a raspy voice, Tell me, what is your true purpose? Watching Xiao Na's grandfather's actions, Chin Yu felt a sense of respect and praised. Truly, wisdom comes with age. He quickly tried to placate him. Sir, don't be so tense. This junior only wishes to make a deal. Hearing that, the old man hesitated for a moment. A deal? What kind of deal? Seeing the old man calm down, he explained his purpose. It's simple, a mutually beneficial deal. You take me as your disciple and pass on all your kung fu to me. In return, I will cure your long-standing illness and let you undergo a complete rejuvenation. At this, Xiao Na's grandfather sighed helplessly. Young man, if you wish to learn my kung fu, I suppose I could pass it on to you? But I am more aware of how long I have left to live than you are. You have your ways with zombies, but can you bring the dead back to life? This old man has no need for you to help him rejuvenate? But if you can protect Tiu Na, for me taking you as my disciple is not out of the question. Just ignore what he says. Do you agree or not? Instead, he slowly sat down, picked up the iron bar at his feet, and said, Sir, having heard you say that, I can now be at ease. Saying that, he gripped the middle of the iron bar and squeezed, denting it. Seeing this, Xiao Na's grandfather exclaimed in utter shock, That's strength. Without another word, Chin Yu threw the iron bar aside and continued, "Sir, I know a way to make you recover and even become as strong as me. You won't have to ask me to protect your granddaughter Xiao Na anymore." After receiving my assurance and witnessing my power, he agreed without hesitation. "Young man, I have always been a man of my word. If you can fulfill your promise, I will pass on my life's ultimate techniques to you." A while later, time flew by. In another well-furnished room, an enraged Jang Fong pointed at Chin Yu and questioned loudly, "On what grounds do I only get one piece of bread while he who just arrived today gets 2 pieces? Liu Kun immediately spoke up to reprimand him. "What are you shouting for? You can't even finish 2 pieces. He has been protecting everyone for the past 2 days, so what is wrong with him eating a little more? On the contrary, you act like a young master all day. What is the point of eating so much to fatten yourself up for the zombies to eat?" Hearing these words, he became even angrier, jumping to his feet and shouting, "Uncle." Just then, Brother Li cut him off. "Hurry up and eat. It is good enough that you have a share to eat. You did that one thing and almost got me and Xiao Na killed. A young and able-bodied man like you. Who has the obligation to feed you, huh?" Realizing everyone around him was against him, Jang Fong became extremely furious, pointing at them and yelling, "Fine, fine. You all have disliked me for a long time. I am leaving. Do not you dare try to stop me." With that said, Jang Fong turned and left. Taking his anger out on an innocent object, he kicked over a chair. Liu Kun watched him go and asked hesitantly, "It looks like he is really leaving. Should we call him back?" Brother Li, with a calm expression, snorted coldly and replied, "Let him go. He will come crawling back on his own later." The cause of this conversation finally spoke up, saying, "It is fine. After we finish eating, Xiao Yu and I will go out. If we see that kid, we will just drag him back." Hearing this, Liu Kun sighed and quickly reminded Chin Yu, "We found a lot of food last time, enough to last a while. There is no need to risk it again." Xiao Yu beside him quickly reassured the old man. "Do not worry, my brother and I are both strong. Those zombies cannot do anything to us." A while later, after finishing their meal, the 2 of them walked outside. Suddenly, Xiao Yu called out to him. Brother, hearing her call him, he replied, "Yes." What he did not expect was for her to put on a pouting expression and interrogate him with a suggestive question, "Me or Xiao Na, whose body feels better to touch?" Hearing this, Chin Yu hurriedly explained, "It is not like that you are one to talk. Who knew you would sleep in the same bed with her right after meeting her?" Even so, Xiao Yu was still a little sulky. She turned her face away and warned, "I will let it slide this time. If I catch you cheating on me next time, I will not forgive you." Hearing such an improper word from her mouth, he was a bit dumbfounded and froze. Cheating. Where did you learn that word? The scene then changed, no longer in the apartment complex, but shifting to the city. A place teeming with zombies everywhere. A steel bar powerfully pierced the chest of a zombie on the ground. Chin Yu knelt down, fumbled for something, and muttered, "This one does not have it either." Xiao Yu had also just finished checking the other 2. She quickly reported, "These 2 do not have it either." After summarizing, he walked over to her, sighing in disappointment. Today's start is not going well. Suddenly, she leaned in close to him and said something strange. "Brother, did you fart? Why is there such a strange smell?" Hearing that, Chin Yu laughed it off disbelievingly. "Do not be silly. How could my fart smell that strong? There must be a lot of corpses or something around here." Just as he finished speaking, a mysterious sound suddenly echoed, causing both of them to freeze. Xiao Yu, slightly startled, cried out in confusion. "What was that?" Chin Yu wondered with some suspicion. A scream that loud could it be? With that, he immediately suggested to her, "Xiao Yu, follow me. Let's climb up high to observe. This smell and that roar are not normal." The 2 of them entered a building. They ascended the stairs step by step until they reached the rooftop of that building. They did not know what lay ahead, but when they saw it, he was slightly startled and exclaimed, "This is—" She was also shocked, unable to believe her eyes, and stammered, "What is that thing?" "It is huge." Quite a distance away from them, a giant monster was moving. Upon a closer look, it was a colossal dragon that had just destroyed a building. Chin Yu quickly warned, "It is a guardian dragon. Be careful. If it detects us, we are dead for sure. I cannot believe the apocalypse only started 2 months ago, yet a creature has already evolved to this level. This thing will definitely become an overlord-level beast in the future." Hearing this, a clueless Xiao Yu asked, "What is a guardian dragon?" He immediately answered her question. After a severely injured mutated beast gets infected by a zombie, it becomes a powerful guardian beast. A guardian beast possesses the traits of both a mutated beast and a zombie, making it even more terrifying than either of them. From his words, she realized the situation was even more dangerous. She frowned slightly and asked, So what should we do? Let's kill it while it is not paying attention. Qin Yu quickly rejected that risky idea. No way, it is too dangerous. We have to change our hunting direction. The scene changed to a more peaceful location than before. Xiao Yu was now holding an energy core in her hand. She exclaimed happily, "Brother, we got another one, and another one that is 3. He walked over to her, took the energy cores, and chatted with delight. I thought today was unlucky, but we have harvested quite a bit. After handing them to him, she felt a bit tired. She rubbed her shoulder and suggested, "Let's rest for a while, brother. You have been hunting for so long." Without much thought, Qin Yu agreed and pointed in a direction. "Let's go rest in there and see if there is any food while we are at it." A short while later, a steaming hot bowl of noodles appeared. While eating the noodles and rubbing his chin, Qin Yu remarked to Xiao Yu, who was drinking water beside him, "It is unusually quiet around here." She paused her drinking and replied nonchalantly, "That is because we have killed all the zombies." But he did not think so and immediately retorted, "Impossible. This morning we only killed about 7, 8, or 10 of them. Do not forget we are evolved. With our current enhanced senses, if there were any zombies active within a 1-kilometer radius, we would have definitely sensed some movement. Unless," he said while looking outside the glass door, "unless they are hiding on purpose." And just as Qin Yu suspected, a ways off, behind a wall, a zombie was secretly observing their every move. Spotting it, he immediately stood up, which surprised her, causing her to cry out, "Brother, what is wrong?" He grabbed his weapon and warned her, "Xiao Yu, get ready. Just as I suspected, there are zombies in ambush." The moment he finished speaking, right above their heads, the ceiling suddenly showed a few cracks and then it collapsed. A horde of zombies fell down towards them. Qin Yu quickly used his steel bar to pierce through a zombie. After finishing one off, he urgently ordered her, "Xiao Yu, use the evolution energy to enhance yourself. We only left one of those cores for the old man. We will use the rest first." She nodded obediently without hesitation, "Okay?" After that, inside that small supermarket, only the sounds of growling and slaughter echoed. A second later, a shocking explosion occurred, sending the zombies flying outwards. Qin Yu stood with blood-red eyes. Wielding a glowing steel bar, he stood protectively in front of Xiao Yu, just as he calmed down a little and struggled to say, "This is not good." A swarm of unusual black shadows rained down on them from the sky. He hurriedly fled from there with her. "Xiao Yuran, we have walked into an ambush." The two of them ran forward with all their might, with a flood-like horde of zombies chasing after them. At this moment, Xiao Yu asked quizzically, "Brother, are not zombies supposed to be stupid? How do they know tactics?" Qin Yu, also confused, replied, "I do not know either. Logically speaking, they should not possess this kind of intelligence." Unexpectedly, as they neared an intersection, another group of zombies rushed out to block their path. "Not good, we are surrounded." Thinking they were cornered, he cursed in frustration. "Damn it, we have no way out." Then Xiao Yu suddenly spotted an escape route, "Brother, there is a small alley over there." Immediately, the two of them dashed into that small alley. However, the zombies relentlessly gave chase. Suddenly, Qin Yu stopped moving. Seeing this, she called out in confusion, "Brother," but before she could say more, he continued, "Xiao Yu, the terrain here is narrow. Stand behind me, you will be safe. Enhance me. If these mongrels have intelligence and know how to cooperate, then I will have to see if they know." His face was filled with killing intent as he threatened what true terror is. Qin Yu suddenly roared while casting a spell as if to unleash all his fury. Then he immediately charged forward, ready to fight the zombies. Immediately, Qin Yu swung his arms, fighting continuously. However, they were not afraid and kept lunging and growling. Seeing this, he became even more fired up and challenged, "Come on." The moment he finished his sentence, a massive explosion erupted at the sight of Qin Yu's fierce battle. Right after the blast, he quickly struck a leader zombie. Although a considerable number had been eliminated, they stubbornly kept coming. This situation annoyed Qin Yu with their persistence. "Is not it over yet? It seems if I do not deal with you, you will not stop." At that moment, Xiao Yu made a discovery and shouted loudly, "Brother, brother, look over there." On the tall building, she pointed to 3 zombies were observing intently. It only took him a glance to know. "I told you so. How can zombies have tactical abilities? It must be the work of those guys up there." Then Tanvu gave instructions as if he already had a plan. "Tuvu, you must stick close to me. We'll charge over there and settle the score with those 3. The zombies continued to swarm into the small alley where they were standing. Suddenly, a surge of power shattered the wall of the adjacent building. Both he and Tuvu were ready to execute the plan. At the same time, a big-headed zombie on the tall building was staring at them. The two of them quickly dashed off to shake the zombies off their tail. As soon as they reached the stairs, Tanvu told Tuvu to hurry up. I will cut the staircase to see how they can possibly follow. He swung his arm and made a clean, decisive cut on the staircase. Just as Tan Vu said, the lower part of the stairs exploded amidst the chaos of the zombies. The staircase was destroyed. Tu Vu made a face as if to taunt them. In an instant, the enraged zombies roared and charged forward. Seeing their action, she immediately warned him, "Look quickly. These guys even know how to make a human ladder." Ignoring the zombies, he replied, "Don't mind them. We should deal with those three. They'll just crumble like sand, nothing to worry about." Tan Vu decisively threw the door open. It seemed the zombies had been waiting for him and Tu Vu all this time. Two zombies, one blue and one red, stood up ready to charge into battle. Seeing this, Tan Vu quickly made a judgment. "Tu Vu, be careful, if I'm not mistaken. The ability of the zombie in the middle is to control the others. The two beside it are also under its control." Then she asked curiously if that's the case. "Does that mean the zombies below are all cooperating because of its control?" After a moment of observation, he calmly confirmed, "That's right. It's controlling them, to be able to control so many zombies. I'm afraid this one's ability is even stronger than mine when I'm enhanced." Just as Tan Vu finished speaking, the big-headed zombie pointed its finger and shouted as if giving a command. As expected, the red zombie immediately obeyed and charged towards him. As it ran, it gathered momentum, creating large fireballs around it. Then, the red zombie opened its mouth wide, preparing to spew fire at Tan Vu. Seeing this situation, Tu Vu immediately told him, "Use your fire to deal with it." His powerful flame clashed with its stream of fire. Suddenly, from within the flames, the blue zombie unexpectedly leaped out. It quickly swung its arm, viciously attacking Tan Vu. The situation made her anxious, and she cried out, "Watch out!" Fortunately, a blast of icy power sent the blue zombie flying. It was Tu Vu who wouldn't stand it anymore and took action. "Get away from him." After regaining his composure, Tan Vu immediately went over to praise her well-done Tu Vu. The iron bar in his hand had pierced its body, but it seemed to have no effect. However, Tan Vu didn't flinch. So tough, huh? Immediately after, the iron bar was enveloped in a fiery power. He powerfully thrust the fiery bar through the blue zombie's body. "Let's see how you handle this." It seemed this attack caused it extreme pain. It shrieked continuously. While the blue zombie was still screaming, Tan Vu managed to retreat. Then he carefully warned Tu Vu, "Get back quick." Without hesitation, Tu Vu obeyed and ran back. It seemed the blue zombie had become more enraged than ever. It unleashed its full power, freezing almost everything around it. While hiding behind a wall, Tan Vu whispered, "Tu Vu, stop my enhancement." Hearing this, Tu Vu immediately spoke up as if to stop him. But brother, not letting her finish her sentence, he cut her off. "I have my own plan. Now's the time." Quick, meanwhile, the blue and red zombies were searching for them everywhere. Then Tan Vu appeared right behind them. He spoke as if to attract their attention. "Hey, where are you looking?" He raised the iron bar in his hand, challenging them, "Come here." "You mongrels!" The moment they saw Tan Vu, they charged aggressively, growling. In a flash, the red zombie pinned him to the floor. This sight greatly pleased the big-headed zombie. It laughed out loud. Suddenly, something caught its attention. Glancing to the side, it turned out Tan Vu had somehow flown behind the big-headed zombie. Both the blue and red zombies were also stunned and confused. They gaped in disbelief. As if to deliver the finishing blow, he growled, raising the iron bar in his hand, "Die." Then the magically enveloped iron rod pierced through the big-headed zombie's head. This image left them stunned, frozen in their tracks. They immediately collapsed onto the floor as if they had lost all their strength. However, the blue zombie still tried to struggle up. Not letting it succeed, Tan Vu's iron bar plunged straight into its head. The next second, he breathed a sigh of relief. "That's that." Just then, Tu Vu's cheerful voice rang out. Brother, look, the other zombies are all scattering." As if he already knew, Tan Vu smiled lightly and replied, "Of course, without control, the zombies below are worse than wild beasts." He then used a sharp knife to cut a long gash on the big-headed zombie's body. It seemed Tan Vu had discovered something. Indeed. Hearing his words, Tu Vu asked curiously, "What is it?" As soon as she saw the gem in Tan Vu's hand, she realized, this one is different from the previous ones. It must be a very powerful evolution energy. While observing it intently, he slowly replied, "This color is a bit inferior to that of a demonic type, but it's still considered excellent." Then Tan Vu held out the gem. "Same old rule copy and then enhance one for each of us." Tu Vu quickly clasped her hands and exclaimed, "Good stuff, good stuff." Suddenly, he seemed to feel some kind of power from the gem. Seeing Tanvu pause, she asked Brother go on and copy it. Why isn't there a reaction yet? It seemed he had discovered something strange hidden within the gem. Looks like it has an energy suppression. Tiu Vu was extremely curious and asked energy suppression. Another new term immediately, Tanvu began to explain like a real teacher. What is energy suppression? It means that when there is a disparity in power between two individuals, a level suppression occurs. Simply put, if my energy level surpasses yours, your enhancement effect on me will be greatly weakened. It's the same thing. This evolution energy's level is much higher than mine, so copying it will take a lot of effort. Hearing this, she hesitated and guessed. So, that also means that big-headed guy. With just Tiu Vu's words, Tanvu quickly confirmed, you guessed right. That guy was stronger than we thought. It's just that his ability is quite special. It can increase its own combat ability, and its luck was bad, only encountering an ice type and a fire type with slightly stronger powers. I guess it controlled the zombies to attack us because it wanted to defeat us, then control our bodies to expand its zombie army. After that, he carefully observed the glowing gem in his hand. It seems it will take us a lot of time to copy and enhance this. A long time later, she sat tiredly on the ground, sighing in relief. Finally, it's done. Tanvu looked at the gem and wondered, I wonder how much this will increase our power. As soon as he finished the sentence, they both popped the gems into their mouths. Suddenly, his eyes flew wide open as if he had experienced some kind of terror. In a flash, Tanvu raised both hands and shot to his feet. Then he bent over and let out a loud shout. It turned out Tanvu was just being dramatic. I can feel my current power. Is 56 times that of a normal person? Even Tiu couldn't understand why he had to be so dramatic every time he ate one of these things. Then he pretended to ask seriously, don't you feel it? But it seemed she was all too used to this attitude from Tanvu. Don't I feel much stronger, 10 point. 23 times a normal person. After Tiu Vu's explanation, he asked, confused it increased that much. Why didn't you roar? She repeated Tanvu's question helplessly. Why would I need to roar? He still said calmly, as if it were obvious. Haven't you seen me roar every time at this point? Tiu Vu finally came to a conclusion. That's why I said you're overdoing it. After that, the two of them left the tall building, walking slowly down the street. As if suddenly remembering something, Tanvu spoke up. These few days we've been out hunting have been very fruitful. We've both gotten much stronger, and we even found the evolution energy for him. This can help him get a new lease on life. And I can learn his techniques with a clear conscience, not paying any attention to this long-winded story. She exclaimed, I'm so tired I need to eat a lot more when we get back. Ignoring Tiu Vu's expression, he bluntly criticized her, still thinking about eating. In these times, everyone is starving to the point of being skin and bones. Look at you, you've gotten a bit fatter. As if angered by Tanvu, she snorted and threw a punch. You're the one who's fat. After being stunned for a moment by the blow, Tanvu said, Tiu Vu, your physique is now 23 times stronger. That punch of yours. Before he could finish his sentence, Tiu Vu noticed something and announced, Brother, something's not right. Tanvu quickly stopped joking and said, I can feel it too. It's the smell of fresh blood. As she made her assessment, she worried the survivor camp is right ahead. It couldn't have been the zombies as soon as they arrived. The image of everyone in the survivor camp brutally murdered appeared before them. Unable to believe his eyes, he stammered. This even Tiu Vu was horrified. What happened? Then Tanvu knelt to check and discovered this was not a zombie, causing him to state in a deep voice. This was definitely the work of a person. Tiu Vu panicked and screamed, Tiu Na. Tiu Na, are you still alive? Look at this situation. Qin Yu's voice was also low with worry. Xiao Na, the old man, and Lu Kun were nowhere to be found. He couldn't find the people he was looking for, and tears streamed down her face. They were unarmed. Who was it? Who could do something so utterly devoid of conscience? The next second he stepped outside and found footprints, but couldn't hold back his rage. Qin Yu's face darkened. Whoever is responsible for this, you are so dead. The sky outside was as gloomy as their current mood. Both Qin Yu and Xiao Yu hurried to search everywhere. As he surveyed the scene, he noticed all the zombies on the street had been killed. This person had to be an evolver. Suddenly, something startled her, and she cried out, Hey, look over there! It was a group of zombies growling at someone hanging from a tree. They were instantly horrified when they realized it was Uncle Lu, and they couldn't contain their rage. Qin Yu gritted his teeth. Let's get him down first. As Uncle Lou slowly opened his eyes, they kept calling his name. Uncle Lou, Uncle Lou. He immediately urged Uncle Lou, "Tell me who did this." Despite having been tortured, Uncle Lou was still filled with immense hatred, cursing. That animal, that ungrateful animal. Just from hearing that, Qin Yu had a guess. Jang Fong. In agony, he confirmed, yes, it was him. After identifying the enemy, he gently reassured him, "I will avenge everyone." Uncle Lou, in immense pain and unable to stop his tears, pleaded, "Please do one thing for me. Kill me so I can be free." This plea broke Qin Yu's heart. But there was no other choice but to agree. "I understand." His final words echoed as he passed on. "Thank you." Immediately after, Xiao Yu, with a heavy heart, voiced her thoughts. Jang Fong. Why would it be him? How could he have the power to do this, unless he also became an evolver? He began to explain. Jang Fong either had the strength to attack zombies, or he found someone to team up with. Someone who helped him get the energy to evolve, or he awakened as an evolver on his own. In an instant, she grasped the key point. He awakened on his own. Though furious, Qin Yu continued, "I think that's the more likely scenario. When some people face danger and adversity, their potential is stimulated and they awaken on their own, becoming evolvers." The scene shifts to a high-rise building. 3 thugs were standing guard there. The black-haired goon sighed. "I'm so tired." Hearing this, a spiky-haired goon warned him sternly, "Hey, be careful. We just got a new leader if he sees you." "You'll be dead for sure," the goon with the spiky hair quickly added. "That's right. I heard the new leader is even more vicious than the old one." Flashing back to 2 days ago, Jang Feng's resentful voice rang out. "Fine, fine. You all have looked down on me for a long time. I'm leaving. Just you wait until you fall into my hands." He stormed out of the room, slamming the door shut. As he walked down the street, Jang Feng cursed non-stop. "Everyone is picking on me. Since when do I have to put up with this crap? Just you wait." The city slowly sank into a gloom that matched his mood. After encountering just one zombie, Jang Feng was already filled with regret. Damn it. How am I supposed to survive in this apocalypse? I was too rash. It's all their fault. Then, the zombie growled and lunged, trying to bite his head off. Fortunately, Jang Feng ducked in time to avoid it, but he suddenly froze at the scene before his eyes. It turned out that a whole pack of zombies had been drawn by the struggle. Seeing them, Jang Feng immediately turned and fled, screaming, "Help, I don't want to die here." But it seemed luck was not on Jang Feng's side. He tripped over an iron bar lying in the street. In the next moment, Jang Feng tumbled to the ground. Right in front of them, a zombie closed in and opened its mouth wide, ready to devour him. The next second, the sound of 2 gunshots rang out, effortlessly taking down the zombies. It was a goon who said cockily, Well, look what we have here." Their help brought tears to Jang Feng's eyes. "Thank you, big brothers." Ignoring his gratitude, one of them stepped forward and asked, "Is this kid a boy or a girl?" Another goon snickered. "We're in luck. Found a pretty delicate-looking one. We can take him back to the boss and trade him for a girl for us brothers to enjoy." As he was being carried off like a sack of goods, Jang Feng yelled, "You people! What are you talking about? Where are you taking me?" Hearing that, the man let out a loud laugh and replied, "You'll find out when we get there. Don't worry, kid. You're gonna love it." The group dragged him to a large, tall building. Inside, a very pleased voice said, "You boys did well." It was the green-haired leader, his eyes gleaming as he made his assessment. "Just my favorite type." Jang Feng was bound tightly, crying and begging for mercy. Big brother, please spare me." It seemed the man could wait no longer. "Go on, pick whoever you boys like. I have important business to attend to now." The goons, understanding the situation, tactfully replied, "All right then, you go be busy. We won't disturb you any longer." Seeing the hopeless situation, Jang Feng's face went pale as he tried to bargain. No, big brother, I'll give you anything you want. I have money, no. I can take you to a place that has plenty of supplies and food and women, too." Uninterested in his words, the green-haired leader licked his lips. As if preparing to enjoy a fine delicacy, he moved closer, lifted Jang Feng's face, and said lovingly, "My pretty little thing, I'm not lacking any of that. I only need you." After that, his piercing scream of pain and humiliation echoed through the lavish room. While dressing himself later, the green-haired leader laughed heartily, praising him. "My dear little Feng, you've given me a pleasure I've never known before," he panted, as if staking his claim. "I will dote on you. From now on, you are my exclusive boy toy." After a long period of torment, Jang Fong, covered in sweat, still managed to reply, "Yes, master, I will be obedient." However, the green-haired leader remained possessive. "But you can never betray me, especially not with those women. I won't allow you to make eyes at any women, so I must find a way to completely cut off your interest in them." It seems Jang Fong guessed his intention and screamed in terror, "Master, you can't possibly mean to." Before Jang Fong could finish his sentence, the man, knife in hand, commanded, "Get a doctor over here to stop the bleeding. I need to neuter my little pet." Hearing this, all the blood drained from his face. "Please, no, master, I promise I'll be good. I won't think about women, please don't." But in an instant, the green-haired leader had already made his move. Plunging Jang Fong into unspeakable agony, his tormented screams echoed throughout the entire building. A long while later, Jang Fong slowly opened his eyes. Seeing him awake, the leader spoke lovingly. "Now this is my good little treasure." Jang Fong then bolted upright. He stared down at the empty space on his lower body. The horrifying sight made Jang Fong freeze in shock as a powerful energy began to radiate from him. An aura of killing intent. The leader mocked him. "I'll love you even more from now on. You don't need that thing anyway." Just as he finished speaking, a loud crack echoed like the sound of a bone snapping. The green-haired leader's body suddenly went rigid. He asked in horror, "What did you do? Why can't I move?" Both Jang Fong and the doctor turned in astonishment. Suddenly, the doctor fled screaming. "It's a monster!" Not about to let him escape, he waved his hand, unleashing a dark power. In an instant, the doctor's body was also frozen in place. He screamed desperately, "Don't kill me, I only stopped the bleeding." "He's the one who hurt you." Jang Feng's entire body was shrouded in a dark energy. Seeing him in this crazed state, the green-haired leader was finally scared. "You, what are you trying to do? I'm your master. Stay away from me." Trembling sounds of fear filled the room. "Stop, help somebody. Please, sir, don't meanwhile outside the building." The moon was already high in the sky, and the night had turned pitch black. Jang Fong had captured Xiao Na and her grandfather. Jang Feng's savagery was written all over Xiao Na's worried face. It seemed the earlier trauma was too much, driving him completely mad. "I used this knife to slice off pieces of that mongrel's flesh. That scum was surprisingly tough. It took him over 2 hours to finally die." Jang Feng's cruelty was more than she could bear. "You're a monster!" Xiao Na's words made him sneer. "A monster?" Jang Fong glared, his voice a low growl of resentment. "And whose fault is it that I became a monster? It's all because of you. If you all hadn't turned against me, would I have left?" Then he started shifting the blame. "Would I have been caught by that scumbag? Would I have been violated by that animal and ended up in this situation?" But unable to stand Jang Feng's habit of blaming others, Xiao Na, with tears streaming down her face, still argued back. "You brought this upon yourself. You were clearly no help at all. You just walked around with that sullen face all day, causing trouble for everyone. Nobody ever chased you away. You left on your own accord." She lowered her head, her voice filled with sorrow. "We were all survivors together. How could you harm even the old and the young?" Yet Jang Fong remained completely unmoved. "Who was surviving together with you people? I'm strong now. I don't need weaklings like you anymore. In my eyes, you're all just prey and playthings." These words made Tu Na's grandfather extremely furious as he cursed aloud, "You ungrateful little beast, I should have never saved you." His voice made the young man pay attention and turn around. As if he had found a new plaything, Truong Pong sneered, "I almost forgot about this old immortal. Back when I pursued Tu Na, you did everything to stop me and even hit me. Today you have fallen into my hands. Do you think I will let you die comfortably?" His threat was completely ignored. Tuna's grandfather provoked him in a loud voice. "This old man has weathered many storms in his life. Whatever tricks you have, just bring them on. If I balk Thien Hao so much as frown, I am no true man seeing this." Tu Na immediately stepped in front of the old man, pleading, Don't touch my grandfather." This loving scene made Truong Pong extremely uncomfortable. From outside the building, a harsh voice rang out, "Halt, who goes there?" It turned out Tan Vu had found Truong Pong's base. "Who among you has seen a person named Truong Pong?" A black-haired henchman heard this and was confused. "Isn't that our great alliance master? He's not someone you minions can just meet whenever you want." Soon after, a spiky-haired henchman was captivated by their looks. "Hey, look at that girl. Her face and figure are both top-notch. That guy's quite handsome, too. I heard that before the new alliance master took power, he was the previous master's male favorite. He probably has this kind of taste, too. These two are both useful." He quickly agreed, "Makes sense. As if understanding, the bald henchman spoke up. If you've delivered yourselves to our doorstep, don't even think about leaving. Don't you want to find the Alliance Master? I'll take you to him. Right after that, he reached out to touch Tu Vu, and as for this girl, not letting the bald henchman get his wish, Tan Vu quickly twisted his arm, gritting his teeth and questioning, "What do you think you're doing, huh?" His grip caused the bald henchman immense pain. "Ow, ow, kill him, kill him!" His two accomplices immediately pulled out their guns and fired continuously. It seemed their insolence had infuriated Tan Vu. With a dark expression, they still didn't realize the danger and kept shooting. Then both the black-haired and spiky-haired henchmen wondered where he went. It turned out he had already appeared holding a knife to their necks. "I'll ask again, where is Truong Pong?" The threatened spiky-haired henchman, trembling with fear, confessed he's in the third-floor lounge. The third floor. Paying them no mind, Tan Vu spoke. "Tu Vu, let's go." Just one simple move was enough to terrify the minions, leaving them trembling for a long time. In front of Truong Pong's door were two guards, one with green hair and one with pink hair, looking on curiously, staring intently at something. It was Tan Vu and Tu Na approaching, which made the pink-haired guard wonder, "Who are you? How did you get in here?" He quickly spoke, as if not wanting to involve innocent people. "I'm here for Truong Pong. It has nothing to do with you, so get out of the way." Upon hearing this, the green-haired subordinate immediately got angry and cursed. "What do you think? The Great Mountain faction is, you think you can just come and go as you please." Then he rushed forward with a knife in hand. "I think you're looking to die." Before the green-haired man could even attack, Tan Vu had caught and tightly gripped his hand in a flash. The green-haired man's body was thrown far into the distance. This horrifying scene made the pink-haired subordinate's jaw drop in shock. He couldn't help but scream, "Monster." This loud noise woke up the people inside the building. "What's going on? What's all that noise?" "Yeah, what's with the racket?" Seeing his comrades appear, the pink-haired man immediately tattled. "This kid is a monster. Everyone be careful." They didn't believe him at all, speaking with contempt. "Are you stupid? There's no such thing as monsters. He's clearly just a pretty boy. And a piece of fresh meat. If you guys don't want her, I'll have a taste." A man in sunglasses, not fearing death, stepped forward. "Little sister, today I'll let you experience the pleasure of being a woman." Their stupidity disgusted Tan Vu so much he didn't even bother to speak. With just one hand, he slammed the man's head hard against the wall. The moment they saw Tan Vu's terrifying strength, they were in disbelief. "Damn, is this kid trying to ambush us? Let's get together and take care of this bastard." Meanwhile, inside Truong Fong's room, Tu Na's panicked screams rang out. "Grandpa." He was gloating. "See that this is your end." Ignoring Truong Fong, she couldn't hold back her anguished cries. "Grandpa," right after that. He held out his hand to cast a spell. "Next, it's your turn." Truong Fong's power spread across his palm, preparing to strike Tu Na in the next second. She clutched her body as if enduring some kind of pain. Suddenly, continuous loud banging sounds came from outside the door. What's going on? Fortunately, Tan Vu and Tu Vu broke down the door just in time. Seeing them appear, he broke into a nervous sweat. "It's you. How did you get in here?" As soon as she entered, Tu Vu was horrified by the sight before her. She cried out loudly upon seeing Tu Na entangled in vines. Tu Na, after a closer look, Tu Vu quickly told him, "Do you see that? Those sharp thorns and tentacles?" Tan Vu immediately replied, "I see it. This is a calamity-type power system." Meanwhile, Truong Fong was aggressively summoning his magic. He calmly listed imprisonment pain. Then Tan Vu continued to explain the abilities gained after awakening and evolving are divided into several types. My flame ability belongs to the natural system. The type of ability this guy has looks very evil. Most of them belong to the calamity system, whereas your enhancement ability and my copy ability belong to the arcane system. Just as he finished his sentence, Tiu Na cried out, Tiu Vu, he killed my grandfather." This information shocked him, and he asked again what Truong Fong arrogantly gave an order. "You smelly brat, who do you think you're glaring at, huh? I'll give you a chance. Kneel and beg for mercy or else." The next second, he put on an arrogant air, threatening in a loud voice, "I'll let you feel the torment of hell." Gloomy, sharp thorns shot straight towards Tan Vu. Seeing this, Tu Vu shouted worriedly, "Be careful, get out of the way." Unfortunately, he couldn't dodge in time and was struck by the sharp thorns. At the same time, Truong Pong smirked with satisfaction and contempt. Scared stiff, can't even move to escape. Before he could finish speaking, Tan Vu's eyes flashed with a murderous aura. His attitude quickly alarmed Truong Pong. How are you completely fine?" Then he suddenly laughed loudly as if to reassure himself. I know you must be pretending not to be in pain, right? I've seen right through you. Not letting Truong Fong smile for long, Tan Vu gripped the iron bar in his hand. Seeing this, his face darkened and he stammered, You bastard. As the iron bar was gradually enveloped in magic, Truong Fong was terrified. Stay back, don't come over here. Suddenly, a sound of agreement came from behind him. Hearing this, Truong Fong immediately glanced back. It seemed he was utterly horrified to see Tiu Na gradually changing. Then, with his face covered in sweat, Truong Fong hesitated. Tiu Na, how could you too? However, everything was still within Tan Vu's expectations, indeed, as he carefully observed her gloomy figure. He had just confirmed that she was the death goddess. Tiu Na's eyes showed extreme fury. Leave this animal to me. Tan Vu answered without a moment's hesitation, all right. At that moment, Tu Vu was still worried about Tiu Na. The scene flashes back to the past as desperate voices cried out, We're surrounded, what do we do? There are so many high-level zombies, breaking through the siege is impossible. Tan Vu thought to himself, the first time I met the death goddess, I was still a novice. Voices of admiration kept appearing. That's the death goddess, she's so strong, he recalled the image from the past. Tan Vu continued his train of thought. She has monstrous combat power, killing hundreds of zombies as easily as flipping her hand. He continued to muse, moreover, she also holds the title of Death's Advent. She possesses the strongest calamity-type ability. An image of the death goddess looking bored and melancholic appeared. Solved in a flash, again so boring. Tan Vu continued to narrate her strength, her might shook the world. Whether human zombie mutated beast or other races, no one who ever fought her survived. Afterwards, Xiao He next to the death goddess spoke up, so where should we go play next? As he reminisced, Tan Vu hesitated in his thoughts. She comes and goes alone, her actions are hard to predict. She acts on a whim and has never shown malice or goodwill towards anyone, unless the opponent is foolish enough to anger her. Returning to the present, Tiu Na had awakened the power of the death goddess. She said in a low voice, You used to always cling to me, and although I found it annoying, I never found you detestable. In this world, your family was gone, and it was everyone who took you in and protected you. She continuously stepped forward, questioning Truong Fong's non-existent conscience. When you left, I thought you would realize your mistake and come back on your own. At that point, everyone would have forgiven you, but you killed them all. I just can't understand. We never did anything to wrong you. Only now did he feel fear and beg for forgiveness. I was ungrateful. I'm worse than a pig or a dog. Please spare me. Unable to stand Truong Fong's shamelessness, Tiu Na spoke up. Only now do you think of apologizing. Immediately she gave the order, Eat Xiao He. Hearing this, the shadow Xiao He joyfully rushed forward. As you command, master, it reached out its hand as if to snatch him. Following that, Truong Fong screamed in terror amidst Xiao He's excitement. In an instant, it had sucked out his rotten soul. With just a single glance, Tan Vu recognized Truong Fong's evolutionary energy was being absorbed by that thing. As if to confirm his suspicion, Truong Fong's face became completely blank. After eating its fill, Xiao He dropped him to the ground and laughed heartily in satisfaction. It praised cheerfully that was truly refreshing. Seeing this scene, Tan Vu made a deduction. It's gotten stronger, and it has the aura of imprisonment and suffering. Could it be that when this thing absorbs someone, it also acquires their abilities? Then Xiao He flew back to Tiu Na and said, Master, I'm done eating. That was delicious. However, Tiu Vu wasn't happy at all. She approached Tiu Na and asked Tiu Na, Are you okay? Hearing this, Tiu Na slowly replied, I'm fine now. Unable to hold back her emotions, she turned to her grandfather. Right then, Tan Vu advised Tiu Na, we must cremate your grandfather's body or he will turn into a zombie. He will just be killed by someone all over again. His bluntness made Tiu Vu extremely uncomfortable. Do you even know how to talk? But it seemed Tiu Na was not angry at all and just calmly agreed, You are right. I will have to trouble you with the cremation. Without hesitation, Tan Vu waved his hand to fulfill her wish. As soon as it was done, he solemnly spoke. Tiu Na, I have a request. Tan Vu said decisively, Have Tiu Hak. Of yours, fight me in a match. Tiu Na quickly refused without hesitation, There is no need. My Tiu Hak is very strong. Hearing this, Tan Vu remained calm and replied, I know, you do not need to hold back. Just go all out. Seeing his determination, she did not mind agreeing all right then. Stop when it is time to stop. However, Tiu Hak hesitated and said, Well, this old man, actually, I cannot beat him. This sentence surprised Tiu Na. You cannot beat him, it quickly made excuses as if afraid to lose face. No, that is not it. Was I not just born? I am still just a child. Wait until I grow up, I will definitely be more powerful than him. Their conversation left both Tan Vu and Tu Vu speechless. After some discussion, Tu Na firmly refused. So I am sorry Tu Hak does not want to fight you. In the dark night, sky stars twinkled brightly next to the gentle moon. A moment later, Tan Vu approached and asked, "What are your plans for the future?" Without hesitation, Tuna cradled the urn in her hands and replied, "My grandfather loved to travel. He wished to take me around the world, but I never wanted to go with him. Today I want to fulfill his dream and take him all over the world." Her heartfelt words astonished him. He thought to himself, in the future there are rumors of a goddess of death who travels everywhere alone. Some say she is training, others say she is searching for treasure. I never thought she only wanted to make up for her grandfather's regrets. After a moment of thought, Tan Vu invited her, "Do not go. Stay with me." His sudden words made her turn around. Tu Vu quickly called out as if afraid she would misunderstand Tan Vu. It seemed her call snapped Tan Vu out of it. The outside world is too dangerous. "You can travel with me and Tu Vu for now. When you get stronger, we can take your grandfather around the world together." He then used all the words he knew to try and persuade her. "Furthermore, I guarantee you will become stronger with me. Then we will be powerful beings revered like gods by all creatures in the apocalypse." Tu Vu also pleaded that, "Is right, Tu Na, please stay my brother and I will protect you." Even Tu Hak chimed in, "Though I am still a kid, I have more than enough power to protect my boss." Despite their pleading, Tu Na remained firm. "I really do not want to get involved with anyone else. I just want to be alone. I am sorry." Just as she turned to walk away, Tan Vu made another attempt. "You are really just going to leave like that? After all, I have saved you 2 times. Are you just going to leave like this?" Hearing this, Tu Na stopped in her tracks, but fearing it would upset her, Tu Vu immediately tried to stop him. "Hey, let it go. Tu Na is my friend. Tu Na, however, remained resolute. I will remember the debt I owe you. I will repay you in the future, but right now I just want to be alone." The sky outside the tall building grew darker. A long while later, a long sigh escaped from Tan Vu. Seeing this, Tu Vu quickly mimicked his anxious tone from before. "Do not go, stay with me. I will protect you." She spoke up, teasing him. "What is wrong? A pretty girl slipped through your fingers. Are you feeling upset?" Despite that, Tan Vu just looked blank and confused. "You're making fun of me again. I was looking at her ability. Her power is definitely S-Rank, perhaps even several times stronger than S-Rank. If she became our ally, our strength would increase significantly." Already used to his cluelessness about romance, Tu Vu was exasperated. I get it. You want to be the king of the apocalypse, defeat emperors, battle through the heavens, seize the throne, and become an immortal." Her strange words left Tan Vu utterly baffled. "Where did you learn all that nonsense from? Speaking of not being able to keep Tu Na, it is actually your fault." Suddenly being blamed, Tu Vu argued back in a high voice. "How is it my fault?" As if to cut her off, he joked, "Who told you to come back so early that night? If you had been a little later, she would have been mine." Tan Vu's bold words made Tu Vu blush. Then she did not hold back and punched him once. "You are despicable." After some joking around, the two of them went outside the building. Immediately, a group of people rushed forward begging, boss. From now on, you are our new boss. If you tell us to go east, we will absolutely not go west. Please accept this bow from your humble underling." However, Tan Vu paid them no mind. "I am not interested. Find someone else." Suddenly, he remembered something and asked curiously, "Your private clubhouse must have a lot of weapons, right? Take me to have a look." The underling spoke up, "Well, sir, you have asked the right person. This clubhouse belonged to our former leader, Li Dai-sun. Besides his taste for men, his main hobby was collecting weapons such as guns. Swords, axes, hooks, pitchforks, ropes, clubs." Hearing the underling ramble, On Tho got annoyed, slapped him on the head, and shouted, "Why are you mentioning all that? The boss wants to know about guns for fighting zombies. What is the point of mentioning those things?" Tan Vu, however, grew a little interested and said, "Having weapons like that is good too. Take me to have a look." In the room, a rack was filled with various types of swords. Beside it, various long and short sabers were on display. The underling excitedly introduced the weapons to Tan Vu. "Boss, look. These were all Li Dai-sun's prized treasures. The cheapest item here costs at least 10,000. From the design to the materials, everything is genuine." Tan Vu stared intently in one direction, and the underling beside him noticed it. It was a spear placed on a separate rack away from any other weapon. The underling immediately noticed he was looking at the spear and started chattering, "Boss, you have a great eye. This was Li Dai-sun's most beloved item. The shaft is made of flawless solid cast iron. The spearhead was meticulously refined and tempered. It is very heavy. It is just a pity that it is so heavy an ordinary person cannot even swing it. Ong Tho and the underling 2 men struggled. To lift the weapon over to Tan Vu. Boss, look at how much effort it is taking us. Tan Vu took the spear with a single hand and spun it. He then said, very good. It is a perfect fit. Ong Tho and the underling watched, clapping and showering him with praise. Great king born with divine strength, you are unrivaled. Seeing that there were so many weapons here, Tu Vu also asked, is there anything light and easy to handle that I could use? The underling quickly answered yes. Of course, he took out a saber, handed it to Tu Vu, and said, this blade is perfect for you. It was forged with the best techniques. Although it is light, it is incredibly strong. It can cut through iron like mud. Tu Vu took the saber, swung it around playfully, and said with a laugh, hey bro, this saber is really light. The 2 men, Ong Tho and the underling, turned pale, afraid of being hit. They screamed and ran for cover. Ah, miss, please be careful. If you accidentally hit us, it will be a big problem. Tan Vu spoke up, you 2. I will not make things difficult for you. These weapons are not that important to you all anyway. Tan Vu then stated his demand, give us 1 more gun each and we will be on our way. As for your new boss, whoever wants the position can take it. Half a month later, Tan Vu stood with his weapon in hand as a flying monster zipped around him. Tan Vu was quite surprised by its speed. This thing's physique is 16 times that of a normal person. The flying rat suddenly appeared behind Tan Vu. It flew at Tan Vu, who quickly turned and aimed his spear at it. After image, Tu Vu warned anxiously, big brother, watch your back. The flying rat was behind Tan Vu again, startling him. Tan Vu's face darkened, watching it fly around. This time I have got you. He stabbed it right in the face, die. Tu Vu said this thing's evolution energy is so potent, but I do not feel my physique improving. It always feels like something is missing. Tan Vu replied, a physique 20 times stronger is a watershed. It is the limit of a level 1 evolver. If we break through it, we will enter level 2 evolution and our strength will increase dramatically. Looking at the dead flying rat on the ground, Tan Vu continued to speak. The 2 of us are currently stuck at the 20 times physique limit. Breaking through it is extremely difficult. Tan Vu clenched his fist and said, but I can feel it. If we absorb just a bit more evolution energy, we can successfully reach level 2. Suddenly, something appeared in the sky. Tu Vu said, bro, never mind that for a second look. Red clouds appeared in the sky. The blood rain is here again. As the blood rain started to pour, Tan Vu grumbled, humph, even with a physique 20 times stronger, this blood rain still hurts. Tan Vu asked with concern, Tu Vu, you are getting hit by the blood rain. Do you not feel anything? Tu Vu replied, nope, nothing at all. He told Tu Vu, either way, we need to get out of this rain first. At a warehouse, Tan Vu pushed open the door and the 2 siblings entered. Tan Vu remarked, looks like a lumber warehouse. Tu Vu turned to him and said, bro, I am hungry. We have not eaten in ages. Let us eat some noodles. The 2 siblings sat by a fire, each holding a bowl of instant noodles. It smells so good. Noticing something, Tan Vu warned someone is coming. Be careful. Tu Vu asked, is it a zombie? Tan Vu replied, no. A zombie's footsteps are not so rhythmic. It is a person. Li Tong sniffed the air. I think someone is here. I smell noodles. Li Tong pointed a gun at Tan Vu's head. Ha, I knew someone was here. Tan Vu calmly kept eating his noodles and said, do not point that gun at me. I will only say this one time. Seeing the tension, Lao La quickly spoke in a gentle tone, sorry about this, brother. We didn't realize someone was inside. We apologize for the intrusion. Hope you don't mind us taking shelter from the rain here. Tan Vu replied, okay. Lai Tung was just waiting for that to get angry. You talking to me, kid. Where are your manners? Want me to teach you a lesson? Lao La spoke up to stop Lai Tung. Don't cause trouble. Quiet down. Tu Vu turned to ask him, are they all evolved people? Tan Vu also spoke up to explain, yes, all 4 of them are evolved people, but they're very low level. They probably haven't been evolved for long. The one with the beard has practiced martial arts. He has some strength, but the other 3 are far weaker. Everyone was stunned after hearing Tan Vu speak. Lao La praised him. This young man has such an accurate read on people. Seems like he has some skill. Li Tong, standing nearby, scoffed unconvinced. Humph, he just got lucky, probably a wild guess. As everyone was eating and minding their own business, a sudden noise made Tu Vu look up towards the door. Creak! A stranger appeared, smirking mockingly. Everyone looked on, confused. Thieu Pong pushed the door open, leaned against the frame, and pretentiously recited, whistling and chanting, I walk at my own pace, a bamboo staff and straw shoes are better than a swift horse. A straw coat in the misty rain, I live as I please. How is everyone doing? Thieu Pong spoke in a flippant tone. I am but a humble passerby who saw this bright and spacious place, and wished to take shelter from the rain. I hope you'll allow it. Li Tong, disgusted by Thieu Fong's tone, yelled, Stop posturing with me. You're not welcome here, go find somewhere else. Hearing this, Thieu Pong also lost his patience and grew angry. Humph, if you're going to be so unreasonable. Then don't blame me for being impolite. Li Tong gripped his gun, his brow furrowed, rendered speechless. Seeing this, Tan Vu glanced at Tu Vu and gently reminded her, if a fight breaks out, be careful and protect yourself. Thieu Fong raised his middle finger with a provocative tone. Who the hell are you? Is this your house? I'm staying here to shelter from the rain, so what? Come and bite me. His face was full of mockery as he continued to taunt, gonna make you mad, na boo-boo. Li Tong, furious, cursed, you rotten brat. Tu Vu watched them argue and couldn't help but find it amusing. She covered her mouth to hide a chuckle. Li Tong said angrily, I'm definitely going to deal with you today. Suddenly Lao La walked over, placed a hand on his shoulder, and advised, that's enough talk, less. You're the only one who likes to cause trouble. Thieu Fong saw Tu Vu standing there, so he called out to start a conversation with her, and there's a beautiful lady here too. Miss, you are truly beautiful, more beautiful than a goddess descended to earth. Hearing his compliment, she smiled and replied, thank you for the compliment. Thieu Pong seemed to smell something familiar. He immediately asked, it smells so good, is someone eating instant noodles? Could I have a little? Tan Vu smiled, pulled a cup of noodles from his bag as the other guy watched with craving and replied, sure. But I can only give you one cup, we don't have much left. Thieu Pong quickly took the cup of noodles and replied gratefully, thanks, I haven't eaten this in so long, I've been dying for it. He seemed unable to control his craving and ripped open the cup to eat the noodles raw. Thieu Fong savored the familiar taste and couldn't help but exclaim, ah, so good food from before the disaster is getting harder and harder to find now. Every day I can only hunt mutated beasts to eat. They're dry and tough and there's no seasoning. I'm starving to death. He suddenly realized something. He placed a hand on his chest, smiled, and introduced himself. Oh, right. I haven't introduced myself. I am the handsome and dashing Trak Thieu Pong. May I ask for your names? Tu Vu smiled and replied, you're a very interesting person. My name is Tan Tu Vu, and this is my brother Tan Vu. Hearing their introduction, Thieu Pong stroked his chin. He pondered for a moment, then said, Tan Vu Tan Tu Vu. That name sounds more like her father than her brother. Li Tong, holding a pack of biscuits, his eyes wide with a confused expression, spoke up. A guy like that. How can he survive in the apocalypse without getting beaten to death? A while later, the blood rain outside continued to fall, growing heavier. Inside the room, everything was quiet. While everyone else was sound asleep, Li Tong stood silently, leaning his back against the door. On guard. Tan Vu sat in a corner with Tu Vu sleeping on his shoulder. Tan Vu pondered to himself, those four are all evolved people who just recently gained their powers. Although their strength isn't great, they can barely manage to survive in this apocalypse. That's not a problem. He glanced at the sleeping Thieu Fong wary, but this guy named Trak Thieu Fong. I can't see through him. Thieu Fong was snoring away dead to the world. Tan Vu looked at him and assessed inwardly, flabby muscles, fair skin, his whole body is a weak point. At a glance, he's clearly someone who has never trained or endured hardship. He doesn't even have a single weapon. How can he just run around barehanded in the apocalypse like this? Li Tong glanced at the people inside the building. He felt annoyed and snorted to himself, sleeping so soundly. Not even taking turns to keep watch. Aren't you afraid we'll get malicious ideas and kill you all? What a bunch of useless fools. Then a sudden noise caught his attention. Li Tong exclaimed, what's that sound? Tan Vu sensed danger and his eyes snapped open. He stood up and shouted, everyone wake up, there's danger. The others heard this and got up at once. Tu Vu, still sleepy, stood up and asked in confusion, brother, what's wrong? Tan Vu, with a grim expression, warned Tu Vu, stay close to me later. We might be in big trouble. To the others, he said, if you want to live, stick close to me. If you're too far, I can't protect you, so you'll have to pray for your own luck. Hearing this, Li Tong couldn't help but get angry. He snorted and yelled, who do you think you are, some kind of savior? You think the four of us are useless? Lao La, standing behind him, said, don't be stubborn. Let's stick with him. One more person helping means a better chance of survival. Tan Vu, holding his saber, stepped outside. With the others following behind him, he gave the command, let's go. They froze their eyes, widening at the scene before them. Li Tung's jaw dropped as he exclaimed, "Oh my God!" All around them were countless zombies waiting to charge and devour them. A confused voice spoke up these zombies. How did they approach us so silently? The zombies with bloodshot eyes and hideous forms stared at them like a delicious meal. Xiao Fong frowned and asked worriedly, "They even know how to use tactics." Tu Vu also spoke in confusion. Could there be a mastermind zombie? Tan Vu comforted her in a low voice. "Don't be afraid, we broke through before, and we can do it again." Seeing the situation, Lao La stepped forward and warned, "Brother, there are so many zombies. If we all fight on our own, we'll definitely be overwhelmed. No one will survive then." He clenched his fist and proposed we need to focus our efforts and break through in one direction. If we look out for each other, that's the only way we'll have a chance to survive. Lao La pointed towards the zombies and commanded, "All right, we'll break through from that direction." He activated his iron skin, his eyes determined and fists clenched, adding, "There's no time to waste, let's kill them." Li Tung and Truong Kui activated their powers at the same time, letting out a loud roar. Tan Vu frowned, observing them and assessing them internally. Iron skin muscle overload, and one is a berserker. All are combat types. Suddenly a hand materialized a sword. Tu Kwang created a red sword with both hands, his face cold and expressionless. Seeing this, Tan Vu felt a flicker of interest. "So there's a rare creation type. This is a little interesting." Lao La turned his head to look back at them and directed, "Let's go. You three stay close and support us with that." He charged towards the zombies, yelling a challenge. "Come on, zombies." The zombies seemed to understand him, growling as they rushed towards him. Lao La rushed forward and punched a zombie in the face. Suddenly, another zombie lunged from behind, growling before he could react. On another side, a zombie was slammed to the ground by a powerful arm. Truong Kui looked at the zombie on the ground and yelled, his face contorted in a crazed expression as he brought down his fist, "Kill elsewhere." A zombie was violently thrown into a group of other zombies. After mercilessly tossing the zombie, Lai Tung panted heavily from exhaustion. Tu Kwang also charged in, cutting down one zombie after another. Tan Vu watched them, a hint of admiration in his eyes, and remarked, "This group isn't so bad." Back with Captain L.A. He was fighting a zombie when he turned his head and ordered, "Quick, follow him." Tan Vu, holding a glowing spear, gave his own instructions. "The four of you split up and flank both sides. Surround the breakthrough point." Tu Kwang's eyes widened in confusion as he asked, "What are you planning to do?" Tan Vu replied with a calm and unwavering expression, "Just do as I say. I don't want any friendly fire." He turned to Tu Vu and said softly, "Tu Vu, enhance me." Tan Vu took a stance, his eyes turning bloodshot with killing intent. The spear in his hand glowed as he raised it, and powerful flames erupted from it. The zombies were still rushing forward in a mad frenzy to attack. The flames flared up violently, incinerating the rapidly approaching zombies. The others witnessed this scene. None of them could hide their shock. Lao La frowned in disbelief and exclaimed, "Is this guy even human?" Then he noticed something. Looking back, old La saw Xiao Yu surrounded by many zombies and shouted anxiously, "This is bad, that girl is in danger, get away." Before he could react further, a sword blade slashed through those zombies. Xiao Yu stood among the zombies. Without a trace of pity, she sliced them in half, making them scream in pain. Old La watched the scene before him, unable to believe his eyes. His jaw dropped as he wondered, even that little girl is that frighteningly strong. Over with Xiao Feng, he was being swarmed by zombies, causing him to scream in terror. Xiao Feng covered his head, trying to dodge the lunging zombies. He yelled, "Don't come for me, go bite them, can't you?" Suddenly, a zombie appeared behind Xiao Feng. He glanced back in fear. This is bad. His face turned pale as he fell to the ground, coughing uncontrollably. Seeing this, Xiao Yu alerted Qin Yu. "That guy over there was knocked down by a zombie." Qin Yu could only say helplessly, "There's nothing we can do. We can't take care of him." Seeing Xiao Feng frozen in fear, the zombies thought they had found a delicious meal and slowly closed in. He stammered in terror, "Don't. Please don't." Then, suddenly, a golden light appeared around him. Xiao Feng closed his eyes and complained angrily, "This is my last outfit! An explosion sent the surrounding zombies flying!" Xiao Feng was thrown back. Seeing this, old La turned and shouted, "What happened?" Xiao Feng transformed into a monster and roared, grabbing a zombie. Qin Yu turned to look at him, surprised, thinking to himself, a mutation-type ability. What a powerful evolutionary aura. In his monster form, Xiao Feng impaled the zombie with his claws, saying angrily, "You bunch of trash, you destroyed my last outfit. I'll tear you to shreds," he continued in a crazed tone. "A bunch of garbage, a bunch of trash." Chin Yu was surprised, thinking it seems this guy's ability affects his mind. Suddenly, he felt something, and his eyes widened. From under the ground. A hand emerged and grabbed Chin Yu's ankle. He looked down in shock and yelled, "What is this thing?" On the ground, a long arm was stabbed by a descending blade. Chin Yu's sword split the arm in two, causing it to flee in fear. He frowned in confusion. Zichang tried to remind the others, "There are mutated zombies among them. Be careful." Seeing this, Zhang Kui got angry. "Damn it, the normal zombies are annoying enough." Li Tung glanced at Lao La and warned him, "My strength is reaching its limit. I cannot hold on much longer." Over at Tan Vu's position, a snake suddenly lunged in a surprise attack before it could even make its move. He raised his sword and split the snake in two. Chin Yu's face darkened as he said in annoyance, how troublesome a mutated female zombie stood before him. He wondered in confusion, why is another mutated zombie here? The zombie used the snakes on its body, directing them to lunge at him. Chin Yu gripped his sword and prepared to move. And he charged towards her. Chin Yu rushed forward and slashed at her, obtaining an evolution energy orb. He brought the orb to his mouth and spoke. "I can't worry about so much right now. I'll go first. As long as I successfully evolve into a level 2 evolver, it will be easier to deal with these zombies." Zhang Kui slumped slightly. A zombie lay defeated in front of him. He was exhausted, sweating and panting when suddenly another zombie lunged and bit his arm. Zhang Kui swung his arm, knocking the zombie down and yelling, "Get off!" From beneath his feet, a shadow appeared. The red-eyed shadow roared and pounced on Zhang Kui. The surprise left him wide-eyed with no time to react. It pushed him down, and then other zombies swarmed in, one after another. Tears streamed down Zhang Kui's terrified face. As he screamed, Old La nearby heard the blood-curdling cry. He immediately turned his head and worriedly called his name. Zhang Kui. A zombie saw this and took the opportunity to bite Old La's arm, but unfortunately it only ended up breaking a few of its teeth. Seeing this, he threw a punch at that zombie. It sent the zombie flying like a sandbag, its remaining teeth breaking off as well. Old La frowned at the bite mark on his arm with a bad feeling. He said, "I'm not going to be okay for much longer either." Zichang, panting and sweating, replied with dazed eyes, "Old La, I can't hold on much longer." Li Tong asked with a tired and hopeless expression, "Are we going to die here today?" Over where Xiao Yu was, she was still fighting hard to cut down the zombies. She saw their situation. With a worried expression, she informed Chin Yu, "Hey, those guys are about to be overwhelmed." Chin Yu turned his head and reminded her, "Xiao Yu, don't get distracted. Worry about yourself first." He frowned, thinking to himself, is this still not over? Have all the nearby zombies gathered here? Xiao Feng laughed maniacally, using his sharp claws to kill the zombies, saying with contempt, "A bunch of trash, die, die, all of you, just die." Chin Yu watched Xiao Feng mercilessly venting his rage on the zombies, assessing him inwardly. What's with this guy when he's in this form? His current physical strength is already over 15 times normal, and it's still growing. Could it be that his physique gets stronger with the intensity of the battle? He looked at Xiao Feng with great interest, thinking, this guy is very likely an evolver with a top-tier ability. I could recruit him as a teammate. Suddenly, a roar echoed. It caused all of them to be affected by the roar. With a vigilant expression, they glanced around. Xiao Yu asked in confusion, "What was that?" From where she stood, she looked up at a building where a dark figure was standing imposingly in a gaping hole. On top of that building, a terrifying level 2 zombie looked down at the group below it, stepped out into the air, and the zombie went into a free fall. That's right, the level 2 zombie landed on the ground without a single scratch. Chin Yu looked at the zombie in front of him and frowned warily. He warned Xiao Yu, who was standing beside him. "Xiao Yu, stay away from it. This one is not something we can deal with easily. This is a level 2 zombie," he grimly calculated in his mind. "Even if I'm enhanced by Xiao Yu, the best outcome would be mutual destruction. If I want to defeat it completely, I can't do it right now." When Xiao Feng saw the level 2 zombie, his face lit up with joyful surprise. As he asked a giant, seeing it, he got excited and prepared to charge. The other zombies were also sent flying by Xiao Feng as he laughed and said, "Finally, someone who knows how to fight has appeared." Chin Yu saw him charging recklessly and quickly tried to stop him. "Wait, you're no match for it." Xiao Feng didn't listen and rushed towards the level 2 zombie. He raised his fist, preparing to strike, but the level 2 zombie quickly grabbed Xiao Feng's neck and squeezed tightly. Xiao Feng felt a surge of power flowing into him. He yelled, his eyes glowing, and swung his claws at it, saying provocatively, "Taste my claws!" The level 2 zombie cried out in pain, clutching its face and letting go of Xiao Feng's neck. His face showed utter astonishment. Feeling a surge of power, he exclaimed in surprise. "This overwhelming feeling of power, I've never felt anything like this before. What's happening?" Xiao Feng glanced at them and thought, could it be them? Xiao Yu was focusing on strengthening Xiao Feng's chin. Yu stood beside her, encouraging her. Good job. Xiao Yu. Xiao Feng stood defiantly before the level 2 zombie. In a taunting voice, he said, "Come on, big guy. This master is many times stronger than before. I'm not kidding." It walked up to Xiao Feng. The level 2 zombie swung its arm down at where he stood. Fortunately, with his newfound incredible speed, Xiao Feng managed to dodge it and then suddenly appeared behind the monster, landing a punch right in the middle of its back. He gritted his teeth, his expression a mix of surprise and annoyance. Its skin is as hard as rock. The level 2 zombie counterattacked by landing a straight punch to his stomach with an excruciating jolt of pain. Xiao Feng was sent flying, glaring at it angrily. Over at Qin Yu's position, he worriedly asked Xiao Yu, "I need to replicate myself. Can you hold on?" Xiao Yu still focused on strengthening Xiao. Feng nodded slightly, hearing that he felt a bit relieved, and replicated himself, giving the command replicate. He thought to himself, "This kid, Xiao Yu. You two must hold on." A zombie was cut down by a sword, crying out in pain. After killing the zombie, Qin Yu smiled at the evolution energy orb. He thought, "Great, I've got evolution energy." A replica of Qin Yu was squatting, taking out an energy orb, thinking, "There's hope over there too. This can help me evolve smoothly." Qin Yu held 2 energy orbs and walked towards Xiao Yu, asking gently, "Xiao Yu, can you still enhance these?" Xiao Yu tiredly reached out and took the 2 evolution energy orbs, replying, "Leave it to me." Qin Yu clenched the energy orb in his hand and continued, "Then leave the rest to me." Then he replicated the energy orbs into 4, giving the command replicate. Xiao Yu, tired and panting, managed to say, "Word by word, brother, I'm not doing well." On the other side, Xiao Feng felt the flow of power disappear. He turned his head and looked around in bewilderment, asking, "What's going on? That power is gone." Then, suddenly, the level 2 zombie reached out and grabbed Xiao Feng's head, causing him to panic. It looked mercilessly at Xiao Feng, its hand gripping his head and squeezing hard, causing blood to splatter everywhere. Qin Yu shouted in horror. Xiao Feng Xiao Yu clutched her chest and screamed in pain. Hearing her scream, Qin Yu turned his head, his voice filled with worry. "Xiao Yu." She sat on the ground, exhausted and panting. Seeing the situation become tense, Qin Yu swallowed all 4 energy orbs, cursing angrily. "Damn it!" he shouted, feeling a powerful surge of energy as the horde of zombies slowly approached where Xiao Yu was sitting. She was terrified and worried. Qin Yu raised his hand, a white light appearing in his palm as he commanded, "Burn them all." A massive white light erupted from his hand. It incinerated the approaching zombies. The horde was annihilated by that white light, and they roared in pain and fear as they were destroyed. Qin Yu squatted down, helped Xiao Yu, and held out an energy orb to her, urging Xiao Yu, "Snap out of it. Quickly eat these evolutionary energy sources." She looked at Qin Yu gratefully. Suddenly, the roar of a level 2 zombie drew their attention. It was holding Xiao Feng's body high in the air like a trophy. The zombie let out a terrifying roar with a savage smile on its face. Seeing this, Xiao Yu was overcome with grief and guilt, her choked sobs echoing, "Brother, him. Xiao Feng, I'm the one who got him killed." Qin Yu looked at her, his voice comforting. "How could this be your fault? You did your best and even risked your own life. This wasn't something you could control." He stood up, his expression darkening as he gripped his spear tightly, instructing her, "Xiao Yu, listen to me. The physical strength gained from consuming a large amount of evolutionary energy is very limited. Don't use your hardening ability on me anymore. Just protect yourself." He looked towards the level 2 zombie to draw its attention, and Qin Yu continued, "As for this piece of trash." He stood proudly, his tone menacing. "You killed someone I was about to recruit as a teammate. Prepare to pay with your life." But the level 2 zombie seemed to ignore his threat, merely roaring provocatively at Qin Yu. The level 2 zombie appeared burly and 2 to 3 times the size of a normal person. Accompanied by its zombie minions, Qin Yu retreated slightly, on high alert against this horde. These zombies are smart enough to preserve their strength and avoid sacrifice. The one controlling them is no simple foe. The young man carrying the injured person looked on with some fear. He doubted, can he really defeat that giant? Xiao Yu had firm faith in her brother. "He will definitely win." She shouted amidst the imminent danger, "I believe in him." Qin Yu gripped his blade and advanced. As he prepared to exterminate the level 2 zombie, its 2 eyes flashed and it leaped towards Qin Yu with lightning speed. Qin Yu broke out in a sweat. It seemed he had anticipated this situation again. It leaped into the air, about to deliver a fatal blow. He looked up, his eyes wide as he followed its movement. Qin Yu's life was hanging by a thread. It's too fast. Getting hit by this would be no joke. The level 2 zombie landed with an earth-shattering punch. The ground shattered instantly, and the people on the street swayed and trembled, unable to keep their footing. Qin Yu shouted to warn everyone, "Be careful! Don't fall or the shockwave will cause internal injuries!" The zombie growled in anger, but the agile Qin Yu had managed to dodge the fatal blow. It got up and continued to attack him, its steel-like fist aimed straight for his face. He dodged to the side in the blink of an eye. If he hadn't dodged, Qin Yu would have been smashed to a pulp just like that wall with a huge dark dent in it. Qin Yu turned around surprised. Just the force of its punch could shatter a wall. Suddenly, the level 2 zombie appeared from behind him. It appeared out of nowhere, not hesitating for a single second. He dodged the relentless attack from behind. Facing the zombie, Qin Yu felt that this level 2 creature was indeed not easy to deal with. Eager to take him down, the zombie attacked. He immediately raised his blade to block, but the creature was too strong and slammed Qin Yu straight into the wall with incredible force. The impact was so strong, the wall cracked. He lost a good deal of his strength and his whole body felt unstable. Not good. Without Xiao Yu's hardening ability, a direct confrontation is too reckless. I have to use a strategy. The level 2 zombie advanced again, intending to finish Qin Yu off with another blow. It punched the wall repeatedly, causing a series of explosions. Xiao Yu screamed out in extreme worry. A massive explosion of light erupted before her eyes, followed by a trickling rain of blood. The level 2 zombie roared in pain, engulfed in a strange mist. Qin Yu flew out from somewhere, attacking it with his blade, but the zombie caught the tip of the weapon right in front of him. Qin Yu's face grimaced. He was in a dangerous situation with no easy escape. The level 2 zombie shoved the blade aside. Qin Yu couldn't grab it in time and was now disarmed. The zombie seized his face in a tight grip. Blinding him completely, it effortlessly lifted Qin Yu into the air, its mouth stretching into a hideous grin. Old Law, watching from the side, saw the imminent danger. He yelled, "This is dangerous!" It swung its arm and slammed Qin Yu down, shattering the road. Thinking it had killed him, the zombie suddenly turned only for Qin Yu to rush out from an unknown spot to attack. Die! The staff in Qin Yu's hand began to glow. With a blank expression, he thrust it straight into the zombie to burn it to ashes. It burned a huge hole through the creature's body. The zombie screamed hopelessly in pain under the rain of blood. Seeing this, the group of survivors sighed in relief, their hopes realized. He's also an evolved human. The entire body of the level 2 zombie burned brightly in the dark night. Qin Yu turned away, not watching it burn to its end. The people around couldn't help but exclaim in awe. How can he be so strong? Qin Yu looked at the shimmering gem in his hand, not saying a word. The remaining zombies were startled with fear upon seeing Qin Yu. They turned tail and fled for their lives. Old Law watched in surprised confusion as the zombies ran for dear life. The zombies actually ran away. Xiao Yu's eyes sparkled as she looked at him after his victory. "You're so amazing, brother. Even the zombies are afraid of you, can you believe it?" Qin Yu's expression remained neutral as he speculated about the mastermind. The one controlling the zombies from behind is truly intelligent. They even know when to retreat. That's an incredibly difficult thing for zombies to do. Suddenly, someone crawled out towards Qin Yu's group, groaning. "It hurts like hell, that blockhead beat me to a pulp." Xiao Yu stared at the person in utter astonishment, stammering, Aren't you Xiao Feng?" He slowly walked over, completely naked, without a single scrap of cloth on him. "Ouch, ouch, it hurts so much." He clutched his head and looked at everyone blankly. "What's with those looks? It's like you've all seen a ghost." Li Song also found it incomprehensible. I saw with my own eyes that thing crush your head. Xiao Feng himself was confused, feeling that his own revival was impossible. "That's right, I remember my head being crushed too. Could it be that I'm immortal?" Li Song found this even more unbelievable. Even an immortal body couldn't be that immortal. Your head was completely smashed, yet you still remember what happened before. Xiao Feng giggled and confessed, "Perhaps I'm a creature who thinks with his lower body." The two siblings, Qin Yu and Xiao Yu, were truly at a loss for words with this guy. Qin Yu, having just finished the fight, walked over and advised him, "You should still be careful. An immortal body doesn't mean you can't die. If you suffer heavy injuries in a short time, you might not be able to recover." He held out his hand as a light appeared in his palm. "Next, it's harvest time." Zombie corpses were scattered all over the street. Qin Yu used his spiritual power to incinerate all of them, and a pale white flame flared up in the dark night. Xiao Yu found this flame a bit strange. She asked, "Brother, why is your flame white?" he calmly replied to his little sister. This is the white blazing flame spear, something I comprehended after leveling up my ability. The higher my ability, the greater its destructive power. It can incinerate zombies in an instant. In a flash, the surroundings were filled with orbs of light that looked like fireflies. Xiao Yu was delighted, her face breaking into a wide smile. So many evolutionary energy sources, she ran over to where the energy orbs were floating in the air. She chatted with Qin Yu while he was using the white flame. Brother, now that you have this white blazing flame spear, from now on we won't have to carve them up to get the evolutionary energy. It's so convenient. Xiao Yu picked up the orbs one by one, hugging them. What a great harvest, old La looked at the pile of energy orbs in her hands. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime sight. We risk our lives for every single hard-earned energy source, but for him, it's like picking fruit. He can just pick them up from anywhere. The gap in power is more absurd than anything in the legends.